A thoughtful young man stood in the middle of the main road, lost in thought. I've never felt a world more cruel and harsh than the one I'm seeing now, the world outside that nearly towering wall, where monsters also called spirit beasts are controlled by a master who arrogantly slaughters them. For the first time, he felt such immense pressure. Seeing that horrific scene, the main character trembled and forced a smile. This time it's serious. Seeing the interesting fear on everyone's faces, the villain laughed heartily. Our snake loves eating soft, inexperienced students the most. Today we'll have a full feast, hehehe. They'll all become food for my sacred beast. Hearing that, the main character shouted loudly to warn Scatter run now. He racked his brains but found no solution. He could only try to hold them off for a while. The monsters showed no mercy, growling as they charged. Grr, 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 grr. The main character panicked, thinking I'm done for. With just a flick of its paw, the monster threw him far away. Seeing this, one of his friends called out loudly, "Big Brother Han." Seeing his back in pain, they could only helplessly turn and run to find help, shouting, "Hang in there. We'll call a teacher right away." Hearing the voices fading away, the main character suddenly smiled wickedly. "Huff, cuff, ha, ha, ha!" Wiping blood from his mouth, he said dangerously, "This time, finally no one will stop me." Hearing this, the other guy sneered, "Just you alone." Hearing that, the dog beside the main character barked angrily, along with a series of lightning bolts appearing around it fueled by its anger. Woof, woof, woof. Suddenly, the snake swung its tail toward the main character. He gently caught it with his hand, making the other guy startled. Suddenly, on the left, another monster charged forward. Seeing this, the main character kicked it hard while the shadow of a demonic dog appeared. The main character laughed loudly and warned, "Don't talk nonsense." Scene changes to a passenger bus where the main character begins to introduce himself. "I'm Han Shi. This is the 19th year since I transmigrated to this world." The teacher then spoke, guiding, "All right, if everyone's here, let's get started." Hearing this, Han Shi joined the crowd and started walking, thinking to himself, "Finally, the day has come." Everyone excitedly chatted. "Finally, this day is here. I wonder what my spirit beast contract will be." I don't ask for much, just that the contract beast has some fighting power. Even if it's not much, I just want to become a spirit beast master. Even if the contracted creature is just a blade of grass, that's enough. Then a blonde girl turned and looked toward Han Shi. She said, "I just don't know what Han Shi will think about this." The girl next to her put her arm around her and loudly said, "I wonder how strong Han Shi's contract beast will be." Then they happily bragged, making Han Shi confused and speechless. He's the top of the literature class this year, and his spiritual power is strong. His contract beast definitely can't be ordinary. Maybe later he'll become a legendary figure. Seeing Han Shi getting overly praised, the blonde girl quickly pulled Kai-an aside to defend him. Wang Kai-an is still ranked second. His family background is pretty good too. He definitely has potential. But unexpectedly, his friend gave an answer that made Kai-an smile awkwardly but feel annoyed. Still, he's no match for Han Shi. Kai-an grabbed Han Shi's shoulder and invited him. "Old Han, later. Let's have a match to see whose contract beast is stronger." Seeing that there's nothing fun about it, Han Shi waved him off. "Sorry, not interested." Seeing himself rejected, Kai-an was quietly frustrated. He thought, "Trash from the slum still ranks above me. Just wait until I contract a divine beast, I'll show you." Looking at the towering structure ahead, everyone shouted in amazement. "Oh my God, I'm just a 7th grader and all I can say is wow." Seeing the contract tower, Kai-an praised along with everyone else. "This is the contract tower, so magnificent." Suddenly a voice called out inside Han Shi's mind, "What are you thinking?" Truly, the strong are often different. What Han Shi saw at this moment was the shining light of power at the top of the tower. Suddenly, he was transported to another place. He wondered, this place seems like what the teacher mentioned before. It's the spirit space of the contract tower. And the contract tower itself seems to be speaking to me. Realizing everything happening, Han Shi loudly declared, "I want power, the power to explore this world." Hearing this, the contract tower responded. Suddenly, he returned to the real world with the teacher reminding and urging him to enter inside. "Han Shi, it's your turn now." He replied, "I'll go in now." "Yes, sir." Looking down, a formation slowly appeared at his feet. This formation is the switch that activates the entire contract tower. Then he was transported to a place where the power belonged to him. It turned out to be the contract hall. Seeing it, Han Shi stepped forward, bit his fingertip, and dropped blood into the water basin in the hall. A beam of light shot up, creating hundreds of different shadows, making Han Shi wonder, isn't each person supposed to have at most 5 creatures? Why are there suddenly hundreds popping out? But he ignored these questions and reached out to a spot that felt familiar. This stone felt both familiar and intimate. He held it suddenly, smiling, causing a fierce tremor. This is the contract signing. Wind rose, clouds howled, telling the story of the contract tower as the last spark for humans to resist nature. This place was originally a parallel world almost identical to Earth, but 15 years ago, a mist started covering the entire planet. Since then, all creatures except humans began to mutate. Humans' living space shrank. While humans built high walls to resist the mist and mutated creatures, the contract tower appeared. Contract masters were born from that, and humans controlling giant beasts gradually gained the ability to fight nature. Some say this is the apocalypse. Others say it's divine punishment for humanity's disrespect toward nature. The image in the main character's hand appeared, symbolizing a successful contract signing. I think it's just the winners becoming kings. A huge lightning bolt struck the top of the tower, startling the teacher to look up. The chosen one was about 5 minutes ago. Everyone was disappointed after receiving their spiritual beasts and looking at them. One of them knelt down in disappointment, sadly complaining, "Wow, teacher, what am I supposed to do now?" Though I said just one blade of grass would be enough, who knew my contract beast would really be just a blade of grass? Hearing this, the teacher calmly replied, "Those of you who contract weaker creatures, don't be discouraged. Though you may not be special warriors, you're still an indispensable new force for the country." Seeing this, other students took turns asking, "Teacher, why are all the demon beasts people contract from foreign countries?" This question, the teacher sighed and answered, "This is a question not only you but everyone in the country wants to know. But it's unclear why so few can contract with divine beasts and monsters from our own country. Moreover, even when someone contracts with a divine beast from here, they're usually pitifully weak." Suddenly, at the contract tower, a huge lightning bolt struck, making the teacher shout in alarm, "I've never seen this before! Han Shi, this guy is terrifying!" Seeing this, everyone was surprised and whispered, "Oh my God, teacher, what's going on? What's happening at the altar?" Could it be that Han Shi contracted a divine beast? Well, I'm really useless. Watching the whole scene, Kai-An clenched his teeth in anger, thinking, trash from the slums. At a large building opposite the contract tower, a group of people were watching. Congratulations to the Trietnam City base market. Another top-tier fighter has appeared. I wonder which freshman it is. Could it be Han Shi ranked first? Could it be Han Shi ranked first? Market. Should we quietly watch to see this shocking scene? Everyone around the city was also stunned and talking. Today is the new student's contract day, right? Yes, looks like someone contracted a really strong creature again. Then in a small alley in the city, a guy was choking and threatening. Wouldn't it be better to hand over the contract beast early? But also caught attention due to the shock from the contract tower. Looking at the spirit beast he saw was a small dog. "It seems harmless," he said in surprise, Black Dog. Then Han Hai picked it up calmly, recalling his past life. "It's just an ordinary black dog for sure. In my past life, I had one that looked very much like this." Han He sighed, holding it and slowly walking towards the door. Even if it's just a black dog, it's still better than being empty-handed. Han Hai was surprised when a system panel appeared in front of him. "Congratulations, host, the spirit beast. Contract was successful. Heaven-eating celestial dog." Han Hai was taken aback. Heaven-eating celestial dog. The system continued to notify the first spirit beast contract was successful. You have received a new player gift pack. Would you like to open it now? Hearing this, Han Hai hesitated, thinking, I knew it. How could it just be an ordinary black dog? This is a bit slow to arrive. But he decisively chose to open it, not entirely satisfied, seeing the contract door slowly open. Everyone was buzzing. Look, the contract tower is opening. With the small dog in hand, Han Hai thought, why do I feel my power increasing? It must be a mistake. Seeing that Han Hai's spirit beast was a small dog, everyone burst out laughing mockingly. Ha 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 ha! Han Hai had a heavenly phenomenon earlier, I thought he was something special. Ha 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 ha. Your spirit beast isn't that dog you're holding, is it? Top of the class this year. Han-ha, you're really a joke. Just a pretty face. Good thing I didn't flatter him before, or I'd be so embarrassed now. And why mention him? He is nothing special. Maybe you should get to know Wang Kai-an. He has a real spirit beast. Seeing the person in front of him with such a pathetic spirit beast, Kai-an immediately rushed over to mock, "Little rat, hurry back to your sewer." Hearing this, Han-hai didn't hold back and jabbed back, "Black dog, this guy's pretty good, just like a crazy dog." Those words made their way to Kai-an's ears, and in anger he shouted, "Behemoth!" Kai-an's spirit beast immediately appeared, growling angrily. "Show the little rat what a spirit beast is like." In that alley, the hunter with the wicked strong contract beast said, "Have you planned it out? Has the tracking magic found that kid yet? Squeak, squeak, let's go meet the new prey." Kai-an and Han-hee were now at the arena, and the crowd around them was excitedly cheering, "Wang Kai-an, go for it! Han-hai, go for it!" The dog in Han-hai's hands barked angrily, creating a series of red lightning. Woof, woof, woof. Seeing this, Kai-an ordered his spirit beast to charge. "Go, Behemoth!" Behemoth charged like a large buffalo, rushing at Black Dog, jumping down, growling loudly, and generating a red lightning bolt like a snake. In Behemoth's eyes, a piercing strike went through the chest of the large bull. Seeing this, Kai-an yelled loudly, "Behemoth!" Then worried, I ran toward it. "Behemoth, what's wrong?" Sensing something was wrong, Kai-an immediately shouted angrily, "Han! Hi, what are you doing?" Behemoth Kai-an anxiously patted the little cow. Seeing things getting out of hand, Teacher Wang stepped forward to reprimand, "That's enough. Having a contract with the divine beast shouldn't make you too proud. Wang Kai-an, in your current state, even with a divine beast, you won't achieve too much." He angrily pinched Kai-an's ear as a warning. "How many times have I taught you? You just formed the contract and can't even fully control the contracted beast you're worried about running before you learn to walk. See, the energy of the contracted beast is completely drained." Kai-an painfully pleaded for forgiveness. "Teacher, I was wrong." Seeing everything, Han-hee turned to ask, "Did you do that?" And seeing that Muck picked up a sign to deny, "It wasn't me." After that, he lay down and rolled around being cute. Seeing this, Han-hai also bent down to pick him up and hugged him right away. Seeing that cute scene, the girls couldn't help but praise, "Han-hai, your dog Muck is so adorable." One of them spoke with sparkling eyes. "Excuse me, Han. How can we pet him?" Hearing that Han-hai comfortably brought Muck toward them, "Go ahead." Everyone hugged and patted Muck. "So cute." Ha 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 ha. A girl among them curiously asked Han-hai, "What's this little guy's name?" Hearing that, Han-hee thought for a moment and said, "If it's my dog, can I name him Dao-sie?" Hearing that, everyone burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. That's not surprising for a top student. After that, he glanced at a little girl far away. Wow. Seeing Han-hai looking at her, the girl cheered with her hand. "Go for it." Seeing that, he smiled back, then turned to check the profile about Dao-sie. Let me see this little guy's name. The system displays the name Angel Village Dog. Quality grade SSS with 4 characteristics. 100% loyalty. Return 10 times. The growth strength of the contracted beast. Can return 10 times to the contractor. After reading everything, Han-hai pondered. No wonder I felt the power increasing earlier. In the distance, a group of seniors walked toward them. Teacher Wang didn't mind. "We delayed a few minutes of your time and the students, right?" Hearing that, Teacher Wang replied, "Team Leader Tiu, Team Leader Trung. Why did you all come here?" Team Leader Trung spoke, "We saw an anomaly at Thop Den. Then we rushed to inquire. Wait until tomorrow to split the classes. Can you talk to each one individually or not? It was the same in previous years." Teacher Wang helplessly replied and casually told them, "Leave a few for other team leaders. Otherwise, it will be hard for me to talk." Seeing that, Team Leader Trung cheerfully agreed. "All right, we know." Teacher Trung turned to tell the students, "These 4 are the branch team leaders of the combat unit. They are stationed at the academy. Team Leader Trung, Team Leader 2, and their 2 deputies. Today, they are here to select seed members for their team. I hope you all can think carefully. Don't decide hastily. Near the contract tower." Team Leader 2 called out loudly, "Hello, little junior sister." Hearing the call, the girl turned around and asked curiously, "Yes, calling you, okay?" Hearing that, Team Leader 2 quickly approached and invited, "Yes, that's you? Do you want to join my search team number 2? Hearing those words, the girl looked confused and said, Yes, yes, she said, then shyly shook her hand to refuse the team. Team Leader 2. My contract creature is just a blade of grass. Suddenly rejected. She darkened her face with an evil smile and summoned a divine beast. She wanted it to rush over and bite the girl, sticking out its tongue. Seeing this, the girl raised her hand to block and shouted, Ah! Suddenly from the girl's small spirit beast tree, it unleashed a move to protect her, causing the girl and everyone else to be amazed by its power. This is seeing the full strength of the girl. Team Leader Tio excitedly called out, So what do you say? Will you join my team? With your abilities. Next semester, I could personally take you into the fog to fight. The girl trembled and said, this. Then she turned to look at Han Hai. Han Hai, what do you think? Then she raised her hand and said, Sister Tiu, can you give me some time to think about it? Hearing that, Sister Tiu cheerfully replied, Sure thing. I'll come to the dorm tonight to talk with you. The girl happily responded, Yes, thank you. Thanks, big sister. Team Leader Tiu turned and said goodbye. Bye-bye. Could it be some kind of undiscovered mutated plant? Yet to be found. Teacher Vuong, at this moment thinking about the terrifying light from the tower, could the magical anomaly of Han He be caused by her contract plant beast? Just don't know why it was delayed. Oh, that's why. Seeing Han Hai's back walking away, Kai-an stood far away, disdainfully warning. After enrolling, just wait. Han Hai happily looked into the distance, thinking silently. After waiting so long, at last I can bring everyone into the city to enjoy life. The system asked, Do you want to open the newcomer gift pack? No. Seeing the question on the screen, Han Hai raised her hand to select yes. Then suddenly a book fell on Han He's head, taking care of sows after giving birth. She was stunned by the gift. The system immediately apologized for sending the wrong item and replaced it with something else. Seeing the book in his hand, Han Hai said wearily, This system can't be trusted at all. Seeing this, the system announced aloud, The reward has been distributed. 99 bags of divine beast food. The rest have been placed into the system space. After hearing this, Han Hai held the book and held the food for Dao Cha. He waved it, thinking about what was written in the book. Seeing the food shaking, Dao Ka angrily bit hard, grabbing a handful of Han He's hand, making him say, Looks like I still have to train you. Looking at the system panel, Han Hai was surprised and thought, One piece of dog food increases experience so much. The system panel showed 1,000%, level 7. System announcement, the host's physical parameters have increased. Looking at Dao Ka, Han Hai happily asked, What's up? Still want to eat? Seemingly understanding his meaning, Dao Ka responded woof, so Han Hai picked him up. He rubbed him and said, All right. Then let's go to the training room with me. Scene transition, the two of them walked together towards the training room of the academy. From afar, an old man was surprised to see them. The semester hasn't even started, yet they've already come to train at the academy. Then his face turned pale, but he smiled lightly. This new student is interesting. Inside the training room, Han Hai and Dao Ka were swimming together under the pool, then switched to running on the treadmill, then lifting weights to build muscle. Train. Finished all the exercises. Han Hai happily looked at his muscles and said, This growth rate is 10 times faster. Then he went back to lifting weights and training in the gym. Not enough yet. So awesome. After training, Han Hai smiled brightly and called out to Dao Ka, Let's go take a shower and eat. Hearing that, Dao Ka's eyes sparkled as he barked. Inside the bathroom, Han Hai was drying his hair while opening up the system to check. He didn't know how strong his body had become. On the system panel, overall strength score 137, overall speed score 137, overall endurance 137. Seeing each stat on the data panel, Han Hai's eyes lit up. Data increased tenfold from before. Worth the upgrade for Dao Ka. Then he hugged Dao Ka tightly, excitedly shouting, Dao Ka, You're amazing! Scene transition, Han Hai and Dao Ka were now walking together down the main road. Han Hai opened the system to check and sighed, saying, 93 bags in 3 days. Are you the pet of Johnny Depp's household? Then he helplessly selected Dao Ka's food. Buying all this will definitely cost a fortune. While buying, he thought about also getting some backup food, and at the same time report safety to everyone. Then he turned and stepped into the phone booth. Due to the fog, only landline phones can make calls now. He just reached for the phone, when suddenly a voice called out, Han Hai! Han Hai turned and answered. In the distance, a group of 3 people, probably his classmates, happily waved at Han Hai. I've been looking for you. Looking towards Li Hao's hand, he saw him slip some money inside. Seeing this, Han Hai asked with disdain. Li Hao, what do you want with me? Got rich, he replied. Without beating around the bush, he said clearly it was about your sister. He said she was worried because she hadn't heard from you all day. She secretly came to wait for you in the alley behind. Then he tapped Han-hee's shoulder as a warning. Then they left together. Now that I've passed the message, I'm off. Hearing this, Han-hee headed toward the alley, suspiciously thinking about his sister. Strange, my shy little sister. Could she really have come here alone? Even if Wong Kai-an wants revenge on me, with my current physical condition, I probably don't need to worry anymore. The main road is right outside. I'll just go and eliminate the trouble, even though I know it's dangerous. Han-hee and Dao Ka stepped inside, then suddenly, woof, woof, woof! A mutated beast rushed quickly toward Han-hee. Oh no, it's a mutant beast. Then a big guy stepped out behind Han-hee, smugly saying new students really are easy to fool. Now you want to run after waiting all day, you're finally caught by me. Then he looked at Dao Ka growling. The thug sneered and said, this ragged student is a new guy causing disturbances. After the beast contract, it's just a worthless dog. But he ignored it and ordered the spirit beasts to attack. He didn't care if they fell to the sound waves and got killed. Just leave the newborn contract beast alive. Then the beasts created different sound waves. Then it releases waves of sound with different frequencies, attacking toward Han-hee. Disgusting, but I see Han-hee holding her head in discomfort, he smugly said. Though I feel a bit guilty toward a new genius like you, but this world is just that ruthless. Seeing his master being attacked, the spirit dog growled and stepped forward to block barking. Looking at the spirit dog, it was just a normal little puppy. The arrogant thug thought, as long as I can catch this dog, that man in black will accept me into the sect. But suddenly his face went blank when he saw the true form of the spirit dog, and at that moment, Han-hee had already caught that spirit beast easily. I thought there was an ambush. You purposely took a hit from me, then squeezed the spirit beast's neck hard, that's all. Even the thug had to cough up blood because of their connection. Han-hee held the beast, panting, and said, come on, you're weak. Yeah, you're so stupid, there are no words to describe it. The thug, still dumb, yelled loudly, then rushed toward Han-hee. I want to tear you apart. Hearing that, Han-hee looked at him darkly and snorted. The thug shouted loudly, calling his spirit beast. Spirit beast unleashed its strongest dark energy. Shatter the guts of this brat! Knowing he couldn't hide his power any longer, Han-hee immediately summoned his power to counter. Seeing that power, even the spirit beast had to hesitate. But the thug still foolishly charged, yelling, die. Seeing that, Han-hee showed no hesitation and delivered a strong blow to his ribs, yeah? Seeing that scene, the spirit beast was stunned. Seizing the opportunity, Han-hee grabbed its wing, pulled it down, and tore it apart. Seeing that the thug held his shoulder, trembling, saying, no way, absolutely not possible. Then he collapsed in pain, groaning, aha. He looked toward Han-hee. June scolded loudly, you just made a contract. Hearing those words, Han-hee slowly approached him. Don't come any closer. Seeing himself could die at the hands of a freshman student, the thug panicked and shouted, wait, don't touch me. Your house is at 401 Suburb Area 3. There are 4 people in your family. Your little sister's name is Han-hee. She seems pretty sharp. He threatened him while backing away. You think just because you're strong it means something? Watch your family. Hearing those words, Han-hee's anger flared up as she taunted the fool. Your life is now in my hands. Han-hee stepped forward and broke one of his legs. She bent down and calmly said, the hunter and the prey have switched places now. I believe if it's you, my family won't get into trouble. Then she grabbed his leg and dragged him inside to save him. The killer heard those silly cries for help. Han-hee said impatiently, stop screaming. You brought this on yourself. You'll have to deal with it. Suddenly a girl appeared at the alley entrance yelling, stop! What are you doing? Stop hearing this. Han-hee turned around and asked what's going on. Dining introduced herself and warned firmly, Dining Task Force. Everyone stay still. Seeing it seemed like a misunderstanding, Han-hee clarified. Seen your sister. Why don't you ask him yourself? He lured me here on his own. Finally, I see a lifeline. The thug crawled over to Jin-ing, begging the task force captain for help. Save me. Jin-ing looked gloomy and asked him, did you bring the new student here? There's no way to fix this now. The thug screamed and cried, saying it was me. I was the one who acted first, trying to steal his beast contract. Please take him away. You can keep me locked up too. Hearing those words, Dining looked at Han-hee and asked, is that true? Han-hee and Dao Ca nodded and said, senior sister. We heard exactly what he said. I was just defending myself. Seeing everything, Han-hee's actions were close to murder. Jin-ing darkly thought that going beyond self-defense was unacceptable. At this moment, Zuko was still desperately begging the captain, I don't want to be with him even one more second. Please, sister. Suddenly, his arm, when touching Jin-ing, gradually turned to stone. Jin-ing's face darkened as she said, the task force doesn't have room for trash like you. Then she kicked his petrified body hard, turned away and said firmly, "If it's not your fault, then let's leave it at that. You just need to know that I know." Hanhai saw that and replied with a simple yes. Then calm down and think. This guy gives off a weird vibe, enemy or friend. Suddenly Jin Ing stopped, turned to Hanhai and said, "That's right. The body of that contract beast costs at least tens of thousands of yuan. You figure out how to deal with it yourself." Hearing those words, Hanhai was shocked and yelled, "This bat is worth tens of thousands. My parents work hard all year and still might not earn that much." Looking down, the Dao Ka now had half the body of a bat. "Dao Ka, what are you doing?" Seeing this, he sighed in frustration, holding his head and said, "How can you eat everything?" Hanhai raised his hand, examined the power inside, and gradually realized that his strength was increasing. Is this the Dao Ka's power being passed to me? Turning around, he saw the little Dao Ka happily inviting him to eat. "Want to eat together?" Hanhai could only helplessly say, "I'll handle you at home." Scene changes, Teacher Wang called out, "Gather around here." Upon hearing this, the group of Kai-On people murmured and whispered, "Brother Wang." I'll tell you, Hanhai is nothing compared to him. That's right. He's just a bookworm. His spirit power isn't even as strong as yours. Don't even know how he passed the college entrance exam. Exactly. Yesterday he didn't even know the situation and dared to fight you. I was obviously being nice, asking him if he wanted to follow me. But he dared to humiliate me. What a rude guy. Yeah, and he still hasn't shown up yet. Maybe he's too embarrassed and dropped out. Today's class division. Probably scared to be placed in the worst class, so he didn't come. Ha 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 ha. Elsewhere, people were also buzzing. The blonde girl anxiously thought, "Where is Hanhai? Why isn't he here yet?" Suddenly, someone from the Kai-On group spoke up. "Hey, everyone, look! That's our top student, Hanhai. He's here." Hearing that, everyone turned to look. Hanhai was slowly walking forward. Seeing this, Kai-On sneered and said, "Hanhai, you're late for class division. Think you're the main character? The worst class is waiting for you, top student." Teacher Wang, hearing this, was annoyed and replied, "Enough. Look at Hanhai." Everyone started whispering again. He looks more muscular than yesterday. Yeah, I thought I was seeing things. What happened to Hanhai? From the gossip, an image of Han-Hee holding a spear appeared. Before, Han-Hai was like a rusted wooden spear. Now he's like a silver spear, battle-tested hundreds of times. Xiaonan, did you notice Han-Hai seems way more handsome now? Can you see it clearly? Yeah, he looks like several times more handsome. Ha 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 ha. Several times more handsome, huh? Anyway, ignoring all the chatter, Han-Hai walked past Kai-On. Feeling Kai-On's gaze on him, Han-Hai turned and glared darkly at him. Yesterday, that bald guy mentioned some cult. Could it be related to this guy? Then Han-Hai turned away disdainfully, thinking, still as cowardly as ever. Kai-On's followers, after seeing Han-Hee, turned to mock Brother Wang. This Han-Hai has changed a lot. No idea how he did it. Just pretending he rolls his eyes at everyone. I can do that too. So what if he changed a dog is still a dog? Hearing this, Kai-On laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha. Brother Wang will eventually become the strongest. No matter how much he bulks up, he's just a gym trainer. Teacher Wang on the podium cleared his throat and reminded ahem. Then he began to speak. Class division is a crucial moment that decides your lives. At the same time, it means you choose to fight the fog. The mutant beasts become humanity's last line of defense. Seeing Teacher Wang's words, the crowd below cheered loudly. Drive the mutant beasts away. Drive them away. Then Teacher Wang continued explaining, now you face 3 choices. First is the combat track. It's the core of all academies. Yuanjing Lao Ma Bing Ting Tan Qing. And senior sister Xiao Di Ning you met yesterday. All come from the combat track. Hearing that the recruiter was from combat track, Xiaonan admired and exclaimed, wow, combat track mainly handles fighting mutant beasts, blocking the fog from shrinking further humanity's hope. Second is the research track. Research track mainly focuses on studying the fog and fog creatures. Dr. Duong is in the research track. His research results have helped humanity's living area double. Finally, the logistics system. The logistics system mainly handles ensuring the supply logistics for the entire city. All right, that's all you need to know for now. From now on, anyone who hears their name should come line up to register in the corresponding system. After finishing speaking, Teacher Vuong immediately read the list for Kwang Tiunam's group. Hearing his name in the combat system, Tiunam happily shouted out. Everyone around was also excited and praised Tiunam. You really belong in the combat system. I heard the benefits in the combat system are really good. So jealous along with the compliments all around. Tiunam slowly stepped forward. That female student from the outer city really contracted with a divine beast. Sure enough, the anomaly belongs to her. Teacher Vuong continued announcing Vuong Kai-On in the combat system. Hearing his name in the combat system, Kai-an smugly thought, just as expected, exactly as predicted. Then he walked over to Tio-nam, flattering him to make friends with the beauty. I didn't expect the one who contracted with the divine beast to be you. Let's get to know each other. I'm Vuong Kai-an. But it wasn't too surprising that he was ignored. Teacher Vuong announced Han Hai in the logistics system. Hearing this, Han Hai wasn't too surprised either. Sure enough, hearing Han He in the logistics system, everyone started chatting and whispering. This is the top scorer in the literature department. Contracted with that dog beast. Top scorer goes to logistics. What a huge difference. It's really ridiculous. I thought he was so good, turns out that's all there is to it. Han He top scorer in literature, really embarrassing, ha ha ha. Unexpectedly, Teacher Vuong spoke up. Han He, wait a moment. Han Hai asked curiously, What's up, teacher? Then Teacher Vuong awkwardly said, Originally based on the school's arrangement, you need to go to the logistics department. But because of your excellent performance, I talked to the research department professor, and you can be transferred to the research system. Hearing this, Han Hai was stunned and replied, Okay. People who saw this scene also felt uncomfortable and whispered, Wow, based on what? This is so unfair, huh? He's still the top scorer in literature after all, and I think this arrangement is fine. Good grades mean nothing. His spirit energy isn't anything special. Seeing Han Hai didn't respond, Teacher Vuong said again, How about this? Han Hai, if you try hard in research, it'll be much better than logistics. Hearing Teacher Vuong's words, Kai-an immediately thought with contempt. What a loser. No wonder I didn't see him yesterday afternoon, so he went through the back door. But unexpectedly, Han Hai declined. Thank you, teacher, but I prefer to be in the logistics system. Hearing this, everyone in the combat system was shocked and asked, What are you crazy? Yeah, such a great chance and you won't take it. Teacher Vuong slowly stepped down and walked over to Han Hai to advise, Don't pay attention to what they say. As long as you don't feel ashamed of yourself, that's enough. Logistics can be dangerous too. Your intelligence and personality are very suitable for scientific research. But Han Hai remained firm in his decision. Teacher, I've thought it through. I want to join the logistics department. Hearing this, Teacher Wang was helpless. All right, if that's what you want, fine. Someone from the logistics group looked down and saw Han He, surprised. He really came over here. Han Hai happily joined the line, but sighed inwardly, knowing his actions were just for the sake of food from Dao Cha. Only by joining logistics could he find the resources to raise this puppy. But with it strengthening himself would be just a small matter. Someone from the group approached Han Hai and greeted him. From now on, we're all members of logistics. Suddenly, someone grabbed the mic and shouted loudly, It's done, you chickens, now change into your department uniforms. After changing, we'll teach you your first lesson. After putting on his uniform, Kai-an arrogantly stepped out and yelled, Han Hai, let's see how you fight me. Han Hai ignored him and looked at his uniform thinking, Is this the logistics department uniform? Other students also felt uncomfortable looking at their uniforms and started whispering, Our uniforms are so lame. Yeah, look at the combat department's uniform, so cool. The guy with the mic who shouted on stage earlier arrogantly said, Yeah, just go teach those chickens a lesson. Then he summoned his spirit beast and attacked everyone, forcing even Kai-an to struggle to defend himself, haha. Then he slowly stepped down from the stage and declared, This year's freshmen are weak. The contracts with spirit beasts are just like that. But when he looked toward Han Hai and Xiaonan, he paused and said, Oh, interesting. Then he retracted his spirit beast and ordered a retreat. He arrogantly looked at the freshmen and proudly introduced himself. Chickens, introduce yourselves. I'm the captain of Team 2 Combat Department City Base Battle Regiment Jinan. Long Nam then began explaining the rules of today's battle. I've always been a frontline fighter. You all must have heard that strange beasts have been more active recently. Human strength to resist these beasts is slowly weakening. If you don't fight, you'll die. Fighting might kill you too, but it could save more people. There's not much time left for everyone to grow stronger. This place will be your first test after enrollment. After hearing the rules, everyone panicked and noisily said, Are you kidding? You're sending us to our deaths. Prepare to get beaten, gear up yourselves. Han Hai also seriously thought after hearing this. I didn't expect an early test, but it's also a chance to improve. Long Nam shouted loudly, "Quiet! This test will have the captains ensuring your safety. There will also be many rewards. Specific rewards and the scoring rules will be announced before the test. The test will be in teams of 3. You all have less than an hour to form your groups." Hearing the final instructions, everyone anxiously looked for teammates. "So fast, big bro, let me join you. It's all guys here. Are there any girls? Brother Wang, don't leave us behind." At this moment, Kai An turned to Xiao Nan and invited again. "Girl want to join the team?" And the answer was definitely no. Han Hai seemed to have found a small team. Each person in the group introduced themselves. "I'm An Tuyet. My spirit beast contract is Hu Sao talent level C. I'm Hua Vi. My spirit beast contract is Lion Goose talent level C." Seeing Hua Vi's goose spirit beast, Tuyet Hui greedily stepped forward and said, "Looks delicious." Seeing that Hua Vi hugged the goose protectively and said, "What do you want to do?" Tuyet Hui teased along, "It really looks tasty, let me touch it." "Get lost." Han Hai looked at them helplessly and introduced himself. "Han Hai, spirit beast contract talent level F dog breed." "Hey, listen to me." After hearing this, Han He introduced himself and Hua Vi proudly said, "Everyone's at the same level, so I'll reluctantly be the team leader then." Their group finally entered the testing area. "Oh, this is the outskirts. It's kind of desolate. No one trustworthy in Team 5. Seeing the test hadn't started yet, Han Hai thought. Since the test hasn't started, I should take the chance to upgrade. Teacher Wang and others outside reminded, "Everyone, if you're in danger, shout loudly for help. Captains and teachers will immediately come to your aid." Suddenly, Dao Ka ran off. "Xiao Dao, what are you doing?" Seeing this, Han Hai quickly ran after him. "Wait for me." Xiao Dao went through the fog. Han Hai then encountered his first opponents. These are fog people. Then he and Dao Ka got into fighting stance. "If we've met, let's test our skills first." These two looked weak. The two of them attacked together and quickly defeated all these low-level monsters. They posed no threat to us. Suddenly a voice came from inside the fog. "Ah, who's there?" An old man spotted Han Hai at the training room door and said, "Don't be nervous. I'm here to call you back. The test is about to start." "Wow, last time I saw you at the training room door. You're a very hard-working kid." Hearing this, Han Hai relaxed and replied, "You flatter me, senior. Sorry to trouble you to come find me." Then the old man reminded, "But the test hasn't started yet. Killing mist creatures now doesn't give reward points." Han Hai, hearing this, replied shyly, "I was just testing." Then the elder stepped closer and encouraged, "You're the bravest among the new students. Kid, keep it up. If you have time, practice your skills. It'll be much easier to earn points." Seeing this, Han Hai also joined his hands in thanks. "Thank you for your guidance, senior. But senior, what are the points used for?" Then he turned back to his teammates and said, "You go out first with me. The team captain will explain everything later." "Yes, thank you, senior." Just as he turned back, Shu Wei scolded him harshly. "Where are you running off to alone?" "Sorry." Inside the formation, there were two strangers calmly chatting suspiciously. "The plan has changed. Let's try out this new student. He might be useful for our sect. The rest of us can eat freely, right?" Shu Wei and Tuyet Hui anxiously asked, "Where has Han Shi run off to?" "Don't worry, the teacher has already sent someone to find him." Suddenly in the distance, Han Shi gradually returned. As soon as Shu Wei saw Han Shi, he yelled at him with an unforgettable scolding. "Where did you go? I thought you had ditched the two of us and ran off." Han Shi could only stammer in response, "Sorry," then hurriedly blamed Dao Ka he ran off by himself earlier. "I had to chase him down. That's why I'm late." Seeing there wasn't much time left, Tuyet Hui told everyone to move closer. "Grab your weapons. It's good enough to just arrive. Come over here and choose your weapons. Get ready to go." Then she handed Han Shi a ring. "This is your score ring." Seeing it, Han Shi looked confused and asked, "What's a score ring?" Avoiding this, Shu Wei sighed and said, "You missed the explanation about points earlier. I'll explain it to you during the test later." The three of them walked together toward the gate where the test would begin. Seeing Tuyet Hui only carrying a small dagger, Shu Wei asked worriedly, "Tu Hui is just a dagger enough? It seems your stag beast doesn't have much attack power either, so I guess I'll have to protect you." Hearing this, Tuyet Hui snorted, Zhu Wei, if you have nothing better to do, mind your own business. Suddenly a monster appeared behind Zhu Wei, scaring him so much he fell down. Ah, damn! Hearing the noise, Han Shi turned around and shouted, "What's going on? Is there a problem?" Contrary to Han Shi and Zhu Wei's worry and fear, Tuyet Hui laughed loudly and teased, "Ha ha ha, look how scared you are. This is the weakest monster in the mist." Zhu Wei felt a bit embarrassed and quickly tried to save face. "Still, it's pretty dangerous. Are you sure it's okay?" Han Shi then explained about the strength of this mist-type humanoid monster. "It moves slowly, so it's a pretty good training target. Let's take this one down first." But even after hearing the explanation, Zhu Wei still nervously stammered, "Don't come over here. If you dare, I'll chop you up." Then Han Shi called Tuyet Hui. "Let's get ready too." Tuyet Hui replied, "Okay." Zhu Wei shouted wildly and swung his weapon around. "Ah, ah, ah, ah." But even so, it didn't get hurt. Han Sai instructed, "Attack the node on its chest. That's its weak spot." Then he charged in to strike the monster's weak point, but it didn't go smoothly. "Ah, it's too tough." Sensing Zhu Wei's confusion, the monster struck out at him. "Ah, ah, ah." But in the end, it was Han Shi who dealt the finishing blow. Zhu Wei was now panting and said, "How many points was that? This thing's a life risk." After finishing this monster, Han Shi sheathed his sword and asked, "So how does the scoring work?" Tuyet Hui picked up the gem and explained, "Right, so how exactly do you score? The weakest mist humanoid monster is worth 1 point. A level 10 mist beast scores 10 points. A level 2 mist beast scores 100 points. You just need to scan the crystal with the ring to get the points." Han Shi took the gem, scanned it with the ring, and said, "If that's the case, isn't that unfair to our support team?" Hearing this, the other two replied, "We can analyze the mist creature corpses with the ring to earn points too, but the points are small. Also, monsters that vanish instantly like mist humanoids can't be analyzed." He looked at Dao Ka, who was happily wagging his tail, thinking if we can kill large numbers of monsters, wouldn't that mean double points? Then he threw the gem toward Dao Cha. Seeing this, everyone shouted loudly, "Don't eat that!" Tuyet Hui bent down and asked Dao Ka, "Does this dog eat everything?" Han Shi asked, "What if it eats the crystal?" She opened Dao Ka's mouth and said worriedly, "The crystal is poisonous, and with the beast contract, if it eats it, it'll die." "Really? That's not good, right?" Dao Ka saw this and ran to hide behind Han Shi. "Why is it okay?" Han Shi laughed loudly. "Ha ha ha, looks like the theory isn't always right." Zhu Wei pointed and shouted, "Hey guys, look, there are a lot of mist beasts." Han Shi looked toward the supermarket and said, "There are still quite a few in the supermarket, and they're all low level." Seeing this, Zhu Wei eagerly said, "What are we waiting for? Points are right there. Let's go." Then they all rushed forward together. So exhausting, barely getting any points, not even as good as one combat system monster. The system announced upgrade progress for Tianquan Village 50%. Village Master unlocked sword skill. Looking at the system board, Han Shi thought he still had to work hard. He happily said, "Summon the contract beast. Let's try killing some high-level monsters." The teachers watching the competition suddenly noticed issues arising and worriedly said, "The testing area was cleared beforehand, so why are there large-scale beast tides appearing?" The students panicked and ran wildly when they encountered the large-scale beast tide. "Ah, help!" Seeing this, he summoned a divine beast and quickly flew over the sky, announcing, "Not good, new students in danger. Beast tide. Beast tide attack. All students in the test must quickly get inside buildings to take cover." Hearing this, everyone scattered and ran. "Run quickly." Seeing this, Han Shi's group also split up and ran. "Why is there suddenly a beast tide?" "How would I know? Why are the two of you dodging here?" "Huff, huff, 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 I'm fine." Suddenly a beast charged at them out of nowhere, attacking right where Han Hai was. Dao Ca saw Han Hai take down the beast alone, making the other two exclaim, "So strong, big brother Han, so cool." Han Hai then turned, making a gesture. "Remember to keep this a secret for me." A distant scream called out, "Help!" Hearing that, Han He looked into the distance and said, "You two stay here, don't go out." They replied, "Helping others is the logistics system's duty. Don't leave me behind, I'm coming too." Feeling he couldn't stop them, Han He grabbed his sword and they all headed toward the conflict. "You guys follow little Dao as he leads the way running a long distance." The two of them were out of breath and they saw people ahead. The students happily shouted, "Reinforcements, great, we're saved!" But suddenly a girl among them was dragged away. "Ah, be careful!" Inside the mist, a creepy voice echoed, "Hee hee hee, so lively." Seeing a shadow lurking, Hanhai worriedly thought, "Dangerous, this one is hard to deal with. Looks like I can't use my power here, too many people around." Recklessly showing strength might cause trouble. Seeing Hanhai, the villain unleashed a snake beast attack. "So it's you." Hanhai raised his sword to block but failed. "Why is this so tough?" Seeing Hai captured the two friends, anxiously shouted, "Hanhai, big brother, Han!" The snake beast squeezed tightly, breaking bones. Hanhai saw this. The villain laughed triumphantly. "Ha ha ha, that's all you've got." Suddenly, Hanhai struggled free, bent over, and vomited blood. Seeing this, Hua Vi and Tuit Hui rushed over, worried. "Big brother Han, are you okay?" Hearing their concern, Hanhai replied, "I'm fine, just 2 broken ribs." The villain smugly said, "Looks like you're not dead yet." He deceitfully said, "So next." Suddenly, a large bird flew down toward them. "Oh wow, help has arrived." The safety officer landed nearby, looking angrily at the troublemaker. "I wondered who was causing the disturbance, checking it out. Turns out it's the Don Guiet Diet, the sect." Helping Hanhai up, seeing the reinforcements arrive, everyone cheered. "It's the safety officers, finally help is here. They came to rescue us, we're saved, great safe now." Suddenly, the villain from the Don Guiet Diet, the sect, went crazy and shouted, "Too noisy, shut up!" and then launched a powerful attack towards the people around. Seeing this, the safety officer's side was horrified and thought, "How can it be so strong?" Seeing that his attack was not blocked by the opponent, the villain arrogantly stepped forward. "It seems you are not that impressive." In an unstable situation, the safety officer shouted, "Evacuate!" Say kids run quickly. But suddenly a large shadow descended on the ground. "This is bad." The villain gleefully shouted, "It's too late to run." Seeing 3 monsters, Snow Destroyer exclaimed in fear. "Level 2 satellite beasts." Han Shi took the opportunity to ask, "Are level 2 satellite beasts very strong?" Snow Destroyer replied, "They are the strongest among level 2 mist beasts with high defense and extremely terrifying strength. We have to run now. Go find other teachers for help." Seeing the situation was dire, Han Shi turned to call out to Hua Vi. "Hua Vi, hurry up." Hearing this, Hua Vi quickly picked up a spear and replied, "Got it, Han, I'll hold the weapon for you." Seeing the students gradually evacuating, the safety officer thought and whistled for the spirit beast. Hearing the sound, the large bird soared up to fight alongside its master. "We have to buy time for the students." Han Shi and his friends were running around looking for rescuers. "Run fast, find help. How could such a strong enemy appear? Even the safety officer is not sure." Suddenly, from the right, a lion appeared, attacking them and winning. Han Shi and Dao quickly rushed to attack the beast. "Get lost!" Han Shi yelled. "Tell everyone to run, find help. Everyone go first. Call the other teachers. I'll hold this one back. Little Dao, let's go." Seeing that a few people were still dazed, Han Shi turned back and yelled, "What are you waiting for? Hurry up or we'll all die here." The others were rushing around in a frenzy. Han Shi turned to Hua Vi and said, "Old Hua, hand me the blade." Hua Vi looked at Han Shi worriedly and said, "You're injured." Hearing this, Han Shi calmly replied, "Don't worry, I'm fine." As he received the sword back, Han Shi and Dao rushed in to eliminate the monster. Seeing this, Hua Vi and Snow Destroyer happily praised, "Han is invincible great." After defeating it, Dao quickly rushed in to deal with the prey. Han Shi stared blankly at the wound from earlier. Suddenly, the wound no longer hurt. He sat down in a corner, activated the system, and checked if there were any upgrades. The heavenly gift of the divine dog has upgrade effects. The divine dog has successfully upgraded, receiving the ability of the Abyss Beast divine dog in its form. Seeing the outstanding upgrade, Hanhai exclaimed, "This is the interpretation system." The Beastmaster can unleash the heavenly dog, evolving from a puppy into an adult state in a short time. All abilities increase, but after using the Beast contract, it will fall into a weakened state. After reading, Hanhai pondered, "After the upgrade, does biting the button also have a healing effect? I wonder what this kid's Beastmaster looks like." Tuyet Hui and Hua Vi approached Hanhai to discuss. "Hanhai, this gem." The two went to find other teachers. Suddenly, a voice echoed from a distance. "Oh, so you know how to fight?" The villain at this moment held a severed head, and the guy from Antoine Vienne disdainfully said, "Can I play a little longer?" Seeing this, Han Hai shouted, "Hurry and get them to leave!" The two moved ahead of Han Da-se, but were unexpectedly hit by the serpent's tail, sending him flying. Seeing this, the other two yelled, "Han Da-ka will call the teacher right away!" At this moment, Han Hai quickly ran in the opposite direction to cut them off. Damn it, I can't cut them off. Using the Beastmaster will weaken me. If I'm not 100% sure I can defeat him, I might fall into a passive position. Then I'll deal with you first. There's no other way. Han Hai charged down to fight with Dao Xie. Little Dao saw Han Hai and split his level 2 spirit beast in two. The villain was stunned. What? After leveling up, Han Hai cheerfully thought, after the upgrade, it's much easier to handle these guys. Seeing that the villain thought, then Han Hai quickly charged in to duel with the villain. At this moment, the guy from Antoine Vienne woke up, saw the serpent about to attack, and panickedly shouted, "Be careful!" The villain had somewhat restrained Han Hai, while Dao Xie was also held tight. Seeing this, the villain laughed loudly, ha ha ha, from behind the serpent, silently attacked. Seeing this, the guy from Antoine Vienne shouted, "Be careful!" Realizing the situation, Han Hai helplessly thought, "Oh no, it's too late. I forgot about it." Suddenly, the large eagle charged fiercely at the snake, saving Han Hai's life. Yeah, then it fell due to being bitten. Little Sue saw this, and the villain stepped back. At this moment, Han Hai was having a hard time defending and thought, "Damn it, I still have too little battle experience." Then suddenly the villain flew up grimly, saying, "You guys are really interesting. For such ridiculous reasons as students' bases, you're willing to pay the price of your lives." Then he viciously swung a knife toward the injured teacher lying there, truly disgusting. Seeing this, Han Hai shouted loudly, "Teacher!" But unexpectedly, the large bird flew out to save its master. Little Sue, due to the bond between master and spirit beast, also fell in pain. "Ha ha, you don't know a damn thing!" Coughing, seeing that weak teacher could still curse the villain, prepared to finish off the stubborn one. Suddenly, a voice with a terrifying aura rang out strongly towards the villain, causing him to shudder and stop. Chattering Han Hai, filled with rage, slowly approached the monster. Just relying on that one at this moment, the dog had transformed into the Beastmaster. Seeing that terrifying power, the villain stammered in fear, thinking, "What, run fast or you'll die? Move your body, hurry up and move." Han Hai seemed to go insane, slowly advancing towards him. "It seems you don't intend to pay the price of your life for that cult, do you?" Hearing the taunts, the villain angrily roared back, "Shut up. I was only ordered to test you, but if you want to die, then fine by me." Han Hai didn't hold back, asked him, and raised his hand to block the strike from the snake. At this moment, the villain raised a ritual knife to perform a blood sacrifice to increase his blood ritual power, offering it to the snake god. The python, empowered by the blood ritual, roared ferociously and wildly. Seeing this, the two charged at each other and exchanged blows. Above the snake's head, the villain seemed to go crazy, shouting as he chased Han Hai and Dao Ka, "You bastard! I'll kill you!" He chased after them, trying to bite him to death. Seeing things getting out of control, Han Hai looked back, thinking they couldn't continue like this, then turned to Dao Ka and said, "Dao, is there any way to stop it?" "Who?" Then the two of them worked together to separate the master and the beast. Seeing the plan going well, Han Hai exclaimed in praise, "Well done, Dao!" Taking advantage of the moment, Han Hai dashed behind the villain, who was stunned, and asked, "Where's that little brat gone?" Han Hai lunged forward, grabbed his head fiercely, and pushed him down. "Got you now." Han Hai squeezed his neck, making the villain panic. "Please spare me. Don't kill me." Hearing that, Han Hai sneered, "Do I look kind and soft-hearted to you?" The villain knew he wouldn't survive long, so he shouted desperately, "If you want to kill me, don't think you'll live in peace." He ordered the python to rush forward. "Die." Han Hai saw this, threw the villain aside, and with one punch killed the python. Seeing this, the villain backed away, begging, "Please spare me, spare me." But no chance. With one slash, Han Hai finished him off, and then activated the system to remove Dao Ka's power, releasing the divine dog form. Done, he and Dao Ka went over to the teacher, exhausted, and plopped down. Phew! Seeing the teacher open his eyes, Han Hai turned and asked, "Oh, you're awake. Are you okay?" Hearing this, the teacher replied gruffly, "Nothing wrong. I'm feeling great." Seeing this, Han Hai worriedly said, Hey, you just vomited blood. Don't push yourself too hard." After everything settled, the teacher asked anxiously, "Did you deal with that snake and the guy controlling it?" Hearing this, Han Hai calmly stood up and said, "Teacher, now that you're awake, let's move somewhere safer to talk." They moved while chatting. "So that's what happened. If we'd been slower, you might have been done for." "Sorry, but teacher, what exactly is that organization?" "They're the Apocalypse sect, an evil cult that treats human life like trash." Another member of the Apocalypse sect casually stepped out from the ruins board, saying, "So soon and it's over. Looks like this kid has a lot of secrets." Both Huawei and Shuihui looked around anxiously. "Has Commander Han not returned yet?" From within the fog, Han Hai and the Taoist slowly walked out. "I heard someone was missing me, woof woof." Upon seeing Han Hai, they cheered, "Han, little Taoist." Huavi happily ran over to hug Han. "You finally came back. I was so worried." "Wow, is your injury healed already?" Zhuhai picked up Dao Ka to check him out. Dao Ka is fine too, but he seems to have gained a lot of weight. "Woof. Feeling cared for?" Dao Ka happily barked, "Woof woof." Looking at Dao Ta's body, Shuihui quickly realized, could it be that the little Dao has leveled up? Woof, seeing Huawei lost in thought. Dao Ka barked again, "Woof, woof, woof, woof." "What are you looking at?" Shuihui turned to Han Shi and asked, "So Brother Han, the Beast-Tamer who controls snakes?" Hearing this, Han Shi gloomily replied, "We're doomed." Huawei shouted excitedly, "Oh man, Brother Han is amazing!" "Yeah." Han Shi made a shushing gesture and grabbed the two friends quietly, saying, "This and the little Dao leveling up, just keep it between us. Don't tell anyone else." Seeing this, Huawei confidently said, "Don't worry, brother, we definitely won't tell anyone." Elsewhere, the principal, burning with anger, slammed the table and shouted, "This is ridiculous! How dare those cultists!" Then a teacher injured in the fight with the cultist spoke up to calm things down and explain, "Principal, calm down. The testing area is strictly guarded unless there's a cultist infiltrator inside the school or the battle squad." After hearing this, the principal suspiciously asked, "What do you mean, Teacher Chen?" The teacher suggested a method to find the students who were attacked to understand the situation first. Also, the best squad captains are stationed at the exit of the test area. An upperclassman stepped forward to interview Han Shi's group. "You juniors, sorry, may I have a moment of your time? We are members of the student council sent by the principal to ask about the attacks during the test, then brought them into a room where many who witnessed the battles were gathered. Follow me this way." As soon as they saw Han Shi, everyone started whispering, saying he must be Han Shi. I heard he really stood out this time. Some people muttered nasty things, saying it must be him. "You know, when he saved us, he single-handedly defeated a level 2 giant beast. No way isn't he the top contract scholar with that ink dog. Top dog scholar. Just with him as the top scholar, can the dog really defeat a level 2 giant beast? Then doesn't that mean he could easily handle us too? Brother Han saved over 20 of us. Try saying one more bad thing about him." "Why are you acting crazy, you idiot?" Hearing those disgusting words, Huawei said irritably, "You." But not wanting to cause trouble, Han Shi reached out to comfort him. "Forget it. Just ignore them." Yeah. Then the three of them chose a spot to sit down. "Let's sit here, it's quieter." Suddenly, the upperclassman from before approached. Hearing someone call his name, Han Shi looked up and replied, "Yes." Then she bent down and asked, "Can you cooperate with us for an investigation?" Hearing that, Han Hai shyly replied, Yes." The senior girl leaned down, revealing a huge chest, and asked, "Han Hai, I heard your group not only stopped the black-clothed attackers, but also helped over 20 students escape." Hearing this, Han Hai rubbed her head and answered, "We heard someone calling for help, so we went to assist. Everyone who escaped from the black-clothed attackers was just lucky." Then she pressed on, probing, "So how did you handle the level 2 Devourer beast?" Han Hai looked flustered and explained, "The Devourer beast is very fast, but not very strong. I just fought it for a bit, then it ran away." From her words, it was clear she was lying, and the senior crossed her arms helplessly, saying, "Yeah, just making stuff up." Suddenly, a voice of disdain came from the door. "Wow, I heard you logistics guys got beaten. Even so, quite a few are still alive." Kai-an walked in slowly with contempt and loudly said, I heard you even had a security guard secretly following you around for protection. Must be nice, huh? Were you guys on a picnic? Everyone in the room laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha! Regardless of whether the senior was there or not, Kai-an moved toward Han-hee to mock her. Han-hai, even though your skills are absolute trash, you got lucky. Why don't you say anything? Scared even the top dog is only that good. Hearing these insults, the senior girl angrily swung a chair and shouted, Don't think just because you're combat class you can do whatever you want. Don't you ever look in the mirror to see what you really are. Hearing that Kai-an's expression darkened and nervously said, Senior, I didn't mean that. Then she turned away and ordered, Get out of here. Hearing that Kai-an angrily told her group to leave, All right, let's go. One of Kai-an's followers asked, Boss, are we just going to let this slide? Hearing this, Kai-an scowled and snapped, What happened today is not to be spoken about, not even a word got it. Kai-an's group left and Shu-vi and Tui-hui turned to chat. That scared me to death. When the senior gets mad, she's so intimidating. I think the angrier she gets, the more beautiful she looks. The senior asked, Talking. Hearing that, Han-hai forced a smile and replied, Thank you for helping earlier, senior. But did you need to see me for something? I've already told you everything I know. Seeing Han-hai scared, the senior stepped closer to comfort her. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to eat you. But your performance in this test was really good. I just discussed it with others in the student council and we're planning to recommend you to join. Looking at the current situation, Han-hee thought joining the student council would definitely have many benefits. Not only would there be plenty of cultivation resources, but also extra rewards, and most importantly, food provided. But she wondered if it would cover the little path as well. After thinking, Han-hai turned to look and responded to the senior. Senior, I need a moment to think. The senior happily replied, All right, but don't take too long. Then she turned and left, saying, Get some rest early. The test results will be announced tomorrow morning. Han-hai replied, Yes. Outside, the bulletin board already had the results posted and everyone rushed over shouting, The test results are out. Hurry and see who topped the test this time. Seeing the crowd, Tui-hui sighed. There are too many people can't get through. Hearing that, Han-hai said, It's okay, Shu-va, go check for us. Then everyone pushed and squeezed in shouting, Stop pushing, you're blocking me. Can someone read the rankings out loud? Shu-vi reached the board and slowly read each rank. 10th place combat class Ngo Mong Pham individual score 254 points. 9th place combat class Chu Tu Bin individual score 298 points. People were surprised and shouted when the higher ranks were read. 5th place logistics class. And Tui-hui individual score 430 points. Logistics class also made it to the rankings. Who is in Tui-hui? I think that's the deer contract kid. How could she be so good? The logistics class is finally legit. Once Kai-an heard this, he smugly mocked. It's just 1/5 place, a bunch of trash. Suddenly, Shu-vi shouted excitedly when he saw his name. Oh my god. 4th place logistics class Shu-vi individual score 460 points. Are you crazy? 2 logistics people on the rankings must be cheating, right? Hearing this, Kai-an angrily pushed people aside and rushed forward. Move out of the way, don't block me, I want to see who's in the top 3. Kai-an's group shouted out each rank one by one. 3rd place combat class Vuong Kai-an individual score 567 points. Big brother. Vuong, that's me. I only got 3rd place. 2nd place combat class Quang Tio Nam individual score 593 points. Kai-an angrily asked who was 1st place. A scared follower shouted, 1st place logistics class Han-hai. Hearing who was first, everyone around was stunned. 1st place logistics class. Han-hai individual score 200 points. Kai-an stood in the crowd as they buzzed and whispered about Han-hai's ranking. Han-hai from logistics class is 1st. Am I hearing things? It must be fake. That damn squid contract guy didn't mishear. A logistics student beating combat class topping the score rankings. Could he have killed over 2,000 extremely weak level 2 and 3 fog beasts? Are you kidding? Level 2 and 3 beasts are so weak anyone would die facing them. A lowest rank fog beast only gets 1 point. He couldn't have killed over 2,000 in just a few hours. Kai-an frowned in anger, thinking, what did Han-hai base his 1st place on? Based on that squid, this trash definitely cheated. Shu-vi proudly stood in the crowd, showing off Big Brother Han's score. Even if Vuong Kai-on's score was multiplied by 4, it still wouldn't match Big Brother Han. We're all trash. So isn't that combat class Divine Beast even worse than trash? At this moment, Kai-on grabbed Shuvi's shirt desperately and shouted, "What did you say?" Qianvo slammed the table and yelled, "What did you say?" A logistics student becoming number 1. Danthu calmly held her teacup and responded, "I was also surprised. I didn't expect the new student in our class to be this good." A man spoke up. "Has it been confirmed with the safety team?" Danthu replied after hearing that. "It's confirmed. This matter has already been reported to the principal. Something's happening." Suddenly, a student ran in anxiously announcing, "Miss Bach, Han Hilo. Tai's about to fight with a combat system student. You better come quickly." Hearing that, the other teacher stood up and said, "Let's go. I also want to see Han Hai. This looks interesting." Qianvo thought to himself, maybe he really is a good seed. I should go check it out, too. What if the students from Kai-on are angry right now and raise their fists? He asked. The students from Kai-on angrily raised their fists and asked, "Say that again, who's the useless one?" Huavi replied, "You, of course." Kai-on angrily swung his hand hard towards Huavi. "Damn it!" Seeing that, Huavi shouted loudly, "Help Brother Han save me." Han Hai stepped forward and blocked Vuong Kai-on's punch. "Enough," Huavi happily shouted, "Brother Han." Seeing this, Kai-on shook Han Hai's hand off and said irritably, "Fine, I won't deal with him today." Kai-on angrily charged toward Han Hai. "But today you're going to take a beating. But today you're going to take a beating." Seeing this, Han Hai dodged and then landed a hit to his stomach. Kai-on rubbed his stomach and said, "Not bad." Then he summoned a spirit beast to attack Han Hai. "Try to fight my behemoth." Seeing this, Tuyet Hui said fearfully, "This isn't good. Vuong Kai-on's move is trying to kill." Seeing that, Han Hai angrily countered with a move that even made Kai-on flinch. "Phew, forcing me to act." Suddenly, the teachers appeared and stopped the fight. "Stop, everyone. Stop, enough." Danthu angrily crossed her arms and scolded, "No fighting in school. No fighting in school." Seeing the teachers appear, Huavi immediately spoke up to defend. Miss Bak Vuong Kai-on started it first. Hearing that, the teacher turned to Kai-on and asked Vuong Kai-on, "What's going on?" Seeing this, he replied, "Teacher, I want to report the specific score situation." His group also went along with Han Hai. "It has to be cheating. His beast contract is just a squid dog. How could he possibly get 2,000 points exactly? A squid dog handling the whole test area. Who would believe that? Could it be that the safety team helped, just so he could take first place?" Hearing those disrespectful words, Huavi angrily rushed up to question them. "Did you guys fall from the sky? Have you ever encountered the beast tide? How do you know if Captain Han is strong or not?" One of Kai-on's underlings went crazy and cursed back. "Who are you cursing? I'm sure you guys cheated." Seeing the situation was getting worse, Danthu immediately spoke up to stop it. "Enough." Silence. Then she turned toward Kai-on and said, "Publicly share the score details." "Of course, no problem." Then Danthu spoke slowly. "Everyone already knows about the Beast Tide incident during this logistics department test. Due to the danger this time, 8 safety officers, 1 disabled and 3 seriously injured. Han Hai, relying on his own strength, killed hundreds of mist beasts, saved over 20 classmates, repelled 3 level 2 giant beasts, and even teamed up with the safety officers to defeat a hidden villain behind it. All of these have been clearly confirmed by both the school and the safety officers." After hearing that explanation, the whole school erupted in cheers and chatter. Wow! So the villain behind it was defeated by Captain Han together with others. Captain Han is so cool! From now on, Captain Han is my idol. I heard over 10 fighters were beaten badly by just 1 level 2 mist beast. But he, alone with a dog, could chase 3 away running all over town. Hearing those words, Kyan refused to accept it, thinking it couldn't be. Definitely not possible. Danthu happily looked at Han Hai and said, "Congratulations. Congratulations on becoming the top scorer of this test." Then, clearly witnessing it, she reminded him, "But next time be careful not to break school rules." Hearing that, Han He scratched his head and replied, "Yes, ma'am." Danthu continued, "In the future, I'll go to the logistics department head to help you get—" Suddenly, a voice cut her off, Bach from the crowd. Kinva stepped toward Han Hai and gently said, "You're Han Hai, the top scorer this time, right?" Han Hai folded his hands and replied, "Yes, sir. May I ask who you are?" Then he introduced himself, Lao Fu Liu Qianvo. Seeing Qianvo, everyone whispered, "Who's this old man?" "Wow, that's Liu, the head of the combat department, known as the Mist Demon. What's he here for?" Han Hai bowed and said, "Hello, Teacher Liu. May I ask why you're looking for me?" Qianvo got straight to the point without beating around the bush. "I won't hide it. Your body's natural talent is pretty good. Your combat power is strong. Do you want to transfer to my combat department? Then he gently pulled Han-hee aside, saying if you transfer to the combat department, I can personally teach you the secret to leveling up your beast contract, and also pass on combat skills I created myself. Suddenly, a loud voice interrupted Liu Qianvo. Old man, don't ruin this good seed. Seeing the speaker, Qianvo got angry. Trungtrek, you're old but still clueless. Seeing Trungtrek, everyone started whispering about who he was. Trungtrek. Could he be Head Trung, the top researcher of the research department? Trungtrek Tan explained to Qianvo. Previously a teacher, already got this top student to transfer to my academy. Qianvo gritted his teeth and said, if we count timing, then you're the one who's behind. Then Trung quickly rushed toward Han-hai and called out, Kid Han, if you transfer to the research department, you'll get all kinds of enhancement and healing drugs you want. What do you think? The two of them rushed in to compete for a freshman student. He's mine. No, he's mine. Feeling like he was being squeezed like a sandwich, Han-hai spoke up. Two teachers, seeing you fight like this, just ignore it. Dan-tu angrily hugged Han-hai and shouted, have you two old men finished? Stealing someone right in front of me. My logistics department rarely has such an outstanding student. I'm not giving him to anyone. Han-hai was pressed into a soft spot, struggling to breathe, coughing. Then she pulled him out and asked, if you want to transfer to another department, I can understand. I respect your choice. Hearing that, Han-hai happily waved his hand and replied, yes, I've thought it through. The logistics department is great. Actually, the logistics department is very good. Seeing that, Qianvo spoke up to remind Han-hai that she needed to think clearly. Han-hai politely declined in a tactful way. Thank you for your kindness, teachers. I really like the logistics department. Anyway, wherever I am, I will contribute to the base city. So there's no need to transfer me to another department. Hearing that the two old teachers gave up helplessly, this kid's interesting. These two guys saw everything clearly. Kion angrily thought, on what basis? On what basis, Teacher Dien? Seeing the anger in his eyes, he put a hand on his shoulder to soothe him. Kion, don't get discouraged. Seeing that, Kion turned and said, Teacher Dien, I don't accept that. Then Teacher Dien slowly explained to ignite the fire inside him. Your beast contract is with an A-grade demon beast. Its development potential is much higher than his. At the lower levels, he might have some dominance, but once you reach the higher levels, you'll surpass him quickly. Hearing this, Kion looked at his hands and said, but everyone at school laughs at the combat department. Teacher Dean continued, so you have to train hard. There will be a school-wide competition soon. Teach him a lesson. Wipe away the shame of the combat department. The three of them walked together back to the office. Qianvo praised Miss Bach. You found a good seed. Dan-thu Kachsa replied casually, it's nothing, just a friendly bet. Suddenly they stopped as they saw something and exclaimed, the principal. The principal sat gloomily in his chair. Seeing that, Qianvo asked the principal, what brings you here? Seeing they were all finally gathered, the principal spoke up. I heard from Tran Lap's report that this boy is quite good. I happened to be passing by, so I came to check. Then he gloomily pointed at them and asked, I also heard you two fought over this boy with Miss Bach. Almost started a fight in front of the students. Hearing this, Qianvo and Trong Huang awkwardly replied, Principal, what kind of behavior is that? The principal angrily slammed the table, stood up and shouted, the valedictorian was assigned to the logistics department, so what? How old are you? Still fighting in front of the students. Don't you know how embarrassing that is? Then he grabbed the list on the table and said, but this year the logistics department is not bad at all. 3 of the top 5 students are from logistics. Students in logistics. Yes, but the combat system is the opposite. In recent years, it has started to get lazy. Hearing that, Qianvo and Hung Trung immediately rushed forward, continuing to argue, fighting over the principal. Later on, we will definitely follow your instructions. But can you take charge and transfer Han-hai to the combat system? I will definitely train her with all my effort. Principal, I also want that. The two principals, annoyed, waved their hands and ordered to stop. Stop talking. Why didn't you say this earlier? This matter is decided. If you try to change it, I don't know what to say to Ms. Bach. Dan-thu, standing behind, happily and proudly said, okay. Meanwhile, the two men looked dejected and disappointed, saying, fine then. The principal approached Dan-thu and instructed Ms. Bach. Where is Han-hai in this inspection? She not only performed excellently, but also saved quite a few other students for the school. I have to personally reward her. Hearing the principal say that, Dan-thu immediately suggested to the principal, I just saw Han-hai go to the training room. I'll take you to find her. Hearing that the principal was personally going to see Han-hai, other teachers were also surprised and whispered, The principal is going to find him himself. Does the principal really value this new student that much? Kinva approached the principal and whispered, Principal, you value Han Hai because of the rumor that he destroyed a level 2 satellite beast, right? Seeing that other teachers also stood up one after another to join in. That's just a rumor. His contract beast is just an ink dog. Principal, you don't need to value him so much. That's right. Maybe he only escaped thanks to security personnel's help. That's why he got lucky. Hearing those words, the principal was also thoughtful. At first, I didn't believe it. But later, after hearing Tran Lap say, not only was it a level 2 satellite beast that he destroyed, even the death of the snake's master is closely connected to him. Then he turned to ask Kianva, oh, so that means her contract beast really is just an ink dog. Hearing this, Kianva gently smiled and said, yes, that's right. Therefore, she definitely can't be a match for a level 2 satellite beast. Other teachers also started to speak up. That's right, Principal. Even a level 2 A-rank demon beast might not be able to beat a satellite beast. That's right. We don't believe a logistics system student with an ink dog contract beast could beat a satellite beast. Hearing this, the principal turned red with anger and shouted, have you all really done your research? Everyone just spreads gossip. Is that fitting for teachers? Then he turned and said, enough, you can leave now. Stop talking. Then he signaled Dan Thu to lead the way. Ms. Bak, come on, take me to see Han Hai. In the training room, Daoka was eagerly munching on food. Han Hai looked at him and thought ever since Daoka leveled up, he's been eating a lot more. Then he turned on the system, checking the food supplies in the system. Then he bent down and smiled, saying to Daoka, right now I'm too poor. Wait a little longer. Once I get a bonus, I'll buy you premium food right away. Hearing this, Daoka barked irritably, I'm starving. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. Wait a moment. Coming? He reached out to open it. Han Hai wondered who it could be during training hours. The door was pushed open. Dan Thu had brought someone that made Han Hai stunned. Han Hai, this is Principal Tong of our school. Then she turned to introduce him to the principal. Principal Tong, this is Han Hai. Seeing the principal, Han He was confused and wondered why he came here. Then he politely bowed and said, hello, Principal Tong. Seeing that the principal happily and cheerfully talked with him. Got first place but didn't celebrate and went straight to training. No wonder you performed so well. During the inspection, Han Hai turned to Daoka and said, little Dao, say hello. Hearing this, Daoka barked woof woof in greeting. Seeing Daoka, the principal asked, is this your contract beast dog? Then he thought to himself, who would have thought such a small, weak contract beast could still come in first place? If possible, suddenly from his pocket, the principal pulled out a small notebook and praised the good performance. The school has decided. He wrote a check and said, here's a little bonus as encouragement. Seeing this, Han Hai exclaimed excitedly, wow. After writing it, he handed the check to Han He with a smile and said, this is a check for 1 million. You can cash it at any affiliated bank. Han Si smiled and said, well, then I feel a bit shy. After that, the two of them held the check, passing it back and forth, quietly thinking, this kid is tough. Looks like the school's bank account doesn't have enough money. Well, if it's not enough, he won't be able to withdraw it anyway. So will there be any reward or not? Holding it so tightly to break the awkward silence. The principal cleared his throat and said, if you try to withdraw all 10,000 at once, there might be a problem with the bank system. Wait a while, then try again and it should work. He held the check in his hand. Han Shi happily thought the principal was being insincere. Not sure if the check can even be cashed. Besides, there's no real reward anyway. Then he said thank you to the principal. The principal smiled at Han Shi and said, from now on, equipment and items can be exchanged for points at school. You can also get a 50% discount. Hearing that, Han Shi immediately seized the opportunity and asked the principal, could there be some more practical rewards? The principal replied to Han Shi, this is just the first entrance exam. There are more chances waiting for you. If next time you score over 10,000 points, not only will you get plenty of rewards, but you'll also be able to bring your family to live in the city. Hearing this, Han Shi happily thought of his family and eagerly replied, yes, Principal Tong, I'll do my best. The principal picked up Dao Ca and hinted, there will be better chances later. Also try to trade this dog. Then your strength can level up again. At that moment, Gao was picked up. Dao Ca barked angrily. Dao Ca barked fiercely, Gao, 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 Gao. I'm not a person, but you're really a dog, you know. Hearing Dao Ca's chaotic barking, Han Shi quickly hugged him and covered his mouth, saying, don't insult people. Dao Ca kept barking, Gao, 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 Gao. Stingy and still want to trade me. The principal reminded him, go rest early. Tomorrow there's the rank test. Then he turned away and said ominously, we're all looking forward to your performance. Besides the rank test, you'll also learn part of the truth about the world. After that, Han Shi sat down and opened the system to check, to see if there's anything to help Dao grow faster. Then he opened a book to search, wondering if the book has any good methods. This is Dao CA starving and whining woof woof. Can I eat first? Or try exchanging some vouchers and see how it goes? Han Hai, eyes glued to the book, said sadly, you only know how to eat. Then he closed the book eagerly and said, let's go, little Dao. Let's check out the gravity room, woof woof. While walking, Han He thought to himself, using the gravity training room requires spending accumulated points or cash. Let's just set this 1,000 voucher aside for now. After buying food for little Dao, there's still quite a bit left. The remaining money can be sent home first, so my sister can buy study materials or cover household expenses, but all that has to wait until after the level test. The combat level will be decided tomorrow. Standing in front of the gravity room, Han Hai carefully read the gravity room notice. 4 things to note in the gravity training room. Verify student identity to use it. After starting to use it, each hour costs 10 accumulated points. Or you can contact the person in charge to pay cash to buy training time. After reading, Han Hai thought quietly, an hour costs 10 accumulated points. Luckily, the principal gave me a half-price discount on accumulated points. That's enough to train for a while. Then the 2 of them entered the gravity room. It didn't seem very special. Han Hai turned and said to Dao CA, little Dao, let's start with twice the gravity first. Dao Kai responded, woof. He pressed the gravity button. The weight pressed down hard on the 2 of them. Oh man, In the student council room, Thiendic spoke up to Loi Qiu. Just give your quota to Vuong Kai An, that's enough. A new student. Making a contract with a dog, I'm not wasting a quota on him. What's the point? Loi Qiu, hearing this, annoyed, asked Thiendic, what do you mean? Do you think my quota isn't good enough? Or do you think a new student from logistics doesn't deserve to join the student council? Seeing this, Thiendic arrogantly said, he really doesn't deserve it. Loi Qiu explained wearily, Han Hai already has 2,000 accumulated points. Even a genius like him isn't qualified. Do you think Vuong Kai An with that nasty personality is qualified then? Thiendic, annoyed, said, Loi Qiu, let me remind you, he's just using a little trick to earn points. As for me, I definitely have more accumulated points than him. Suddenly, Diem Kung spoke up. Even Thiendic can't say that. A first-year student who just enrolled 3 days ago, already reaching this level, is already very impressive. Hearing this, Thiendic grumbled, but Diem Kung turned and said calmly, as for inviting him to join the council, let's wait for his level test first. Agreed. In the schoolyard, students tiredly chatted. Weren't we just back from the maze quest not long ago? Why are we gathering again? My sore butt still hurts. Hey, this isn't another training experiment, right? Looks like they want to do the level test. Another level test. What exactly are they testing? The level test is kind of a school tradition now. I don't really know the details. I only heard it from my brother. But if you do well in the test, you have a chance to join the student council. Laon Guy, you sure know a lot. I wonder who from our class will get into the student council. Suddenly, they spotted Han Hai. One of them called out to stop him. Wait a second. Then turned to talk among themselves. The strongest in our class is definitely Han Hai, right? I heard he's already been invited to the student council. His beast contract doesn't look very strong, though. They imagined Han He as a muscular bodybuilder. He's not the type to obsess over training and muscles, right? Like second-year legend Hong Nguyen. Dao CA heard this and turned to Han Hai, saying, Woof, woof, that's hilarious. Did you hear that? They're calling you a bald musclehead. Han Hai replied, let them say what they want. A car stopped. Some people slowly got off the car. They tiredly chatted, finally we're at school. It's just the new student level test after all. Why did they deliberately call us back for... Who knows, tisk tisk, it's really annoying. All right, everyone, be quiet. Suddenly, the pig on top of the car started struggling wildly. This creature wants to run again. One of them rushed forward to hit the monster, causing the driver to scream in fear. Hey, 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 the car is about to tip over. Seeing this, Tuyet Na used her strength to support the car. Disappointed, she reminded Hong Nguyen, who was inside the school, be careful with your strength. Hearing this, Hong Nguyen shyly replied, I'm so sorry, and I'll definitely be careful next time. Seeing them, the group of students began to chatter. That person is Hong Nguyen from the second year of cultivation. It doesn't look much like the rumors, huh? Not only that, but they look quite pretty, too. Oh, wow, that beast on the car isn't a low-grade tram lamb chuthu, is it? Woof, was it captured alive? Seeing the spirit pig lying on top of the car, the Taoist said greedily, Woof, I want to eat that. Hearing this, Han Hai held on and helplessly said, Don't run around, little Tao. The Taoist was now frantically trying to rush over. Woof, woof, let me go. Suddenly, from the closed-off room, someone kicked the door open and stepped out of the smoke. Wow, this is quite lively. Hearing the loud noise, the Taoist was startled and shouted, Woof, 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 you scared me to death. Was there an explosion? Seeing that scene, Han Hai calmly asked, That must be the closed-off room, right? Could it be that the teacher has come out? A routine assessment for new students, that's all. And does it really need to mobilize so many people? The young man among the two cheerfully said, If it weren't for this new student assessment, we would have had to stay in there for over half a year. The old man beside him looked far away. And responded, Oh, and he saw the beautiful second and third year students and shouted, The new students have all matured quite well, huh? Seeing this, the young man beside hurriedly covered his mouth and reminded, Old Lei, don't embarrass us anymore. Those are second and third year students. But the old man still shamelessly shouted, Let me see. On the top floor of the school, the principal and his secretary stood above and observed. The secretary spoke up. The principal has informed all students and teachers as per your instructions, including those who are in seclusion and those practicing experiments outside. I don't know why you did that. The principal waved his hand, signaling to stop. No need to say more. Then he fell silent, looking towards Han Hai, thinking, According to what Tran Lap described, the spy must be among these people or these squads. It's better to prioritize safety in the school. Investigating each group one by one would be too inefficient. That's right, this kid's report doesn't match with Tran Lap. Then let's start with your place first. Han He, Tweet Hui, and Hua Vi stood in front of the examination area. Hua Vi said, Wow, is this the examination area? Seeing this, Tweet Hui turned and said, Don't act so naive. We're going to be laughed at by the combat department later. Hearing that, Hua Vi awkwardly replied, Oh, right. Han He turned to ask Tuyet Hui, do you know the specifics of the test? Hearing the question, Tuyet Hui replied, You all must know that the strength of a beast contract is determined by the initial talent and subsequent development, right? The rank test is to confirm the future development status of the beast contract while also elevating its rank. The beast contract will show its inherent form. Hearing Tuyet Hui's explanation, Han He also thought of many things. So the inherent form of the divine dog back then must have been the skills acquired when leveling up in a short time. Subsequent development is divided into 9 levels, with every 3 levels differentiating once. These are the beast rank, mystic rank, and divine rank. The beast rank is the stage we are currently in, which is divided into 3 levels: Beast Fighter, Tiger Slayer, and Titan Dominator. After explaining, she turned and pointed at Hua Vi, saying, But normally for someone like this fool, he can at most be a primary beast fighter. Hearing that, Hua Vi turned and humorously hugged Dao Xie, saying, Well, at least I have little Dao of Han. Get out of here, get out of here. Han Hai immediately grabbed Hua Vi, telling him to come back. Give me the mix. Teacher Dian stepped forward, reminding everyone to prepare to enter the test. Hearing this, everyone gradually entered nervously, saying, Is this really the examination area? So tense. Seeing everyone below feeling anxious, the group of Dim Kung, Thi Dik, and Loi Q reminisced about the past. The Beast Fighter rank test truly evokes nostalgia. I remember during my test you were even worse than me. How come you have surpassed me now? Back then, Vice President An set a new record. We are still far behind her. That's right, I heard that this time they also called several people from Tweet Nai back. Why don't I see them anywhere? Suddenly, someone from afar came over and said something about me. Seeing it was Tio Nai, Loi Q shouted, Tio Nai. Hearing this, Tio Nai hugged her and said, Long time no see, Kyo. Then Tio Nai turned to ask Dim Kung, How's the top student of this class? Hearing this, Dim Kung replied, The top student of this class is a bit strange. Loi Q pointed at Han Hai and said, That's the logistics department's junior who scored 2,000 points in the training exercise. I've already introduced him to you. I've heard about this. My bookworm sister is even his teammate. Hearing Loi Q explain, Tio Nai turned to ask Dim Kung, But Dim Kung, what do you find strange about him? Seeing this, Dim Kung replied, His beast contract is just a level 1 dog. Tio Nai was stunned, wide-eyed, saying, That can't be true. Seeing this, Loi Q turned out disappointed and said, That stingy principal even personally awarded him. Tio Nai replied, Really? Up high, Loi Q shouted, cheering for the juniors to do their best. Looking up, Han Hai thought, those must be members of the student council, right? Then happily waved back. Why does the atmosphere feel a bit strange? Teacher Dean had now started the test. On the stage, Teacher Dean had now started the test. All right, the official test has now begun. Everyone prepare well. The content of the test is very simple. Show your strongest attack on this target. Then one by one, they stepped up to perform the test. Ngim Hun Buk Boy Tung Hung, Level B Primary Beast Fighter. Hong Win Yi Hak Tung Wa Level C Primary Beast Fighter. Ma Lo Lan Ko Ke Level C Primary Beast Fighter. Seeing the results of each person, the principal above said, the quality of students this year seems to be quite good. Interesting. It was now Kai An's turn. He powerfully punched Vuong Kai An Bihi Mode Level A Intermediate Beast Fighter. Seeing Kai An's results, his juniors praised him in unison. No wonder it's Vuong Kai An. He can easily do what we cannot. Seeing this, he also laughed proudly. Ha ha ha! My strongest beast contract is Behemoth now. My strongest beast contract is Behemoth. As Kai An stepped down from the podium, everyone rushed in to praise him. No wonder he is the genius who contracted the divine beast. This test is definitely worth watching. So strong, ha 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 ha. Oh my, an intermediate beast fighter achieved in just 3 days. At the student council's area, Tunai spoke up. Is this the new student you introduced? Hearing this, Thendik replied, that's right, Vice President An. Although his talent is average, he is still stronger than that level 1 dog. Next, Xiaonai calmly said, I remember earlier, Captain Tiao mentioned a female student with a contract. With an A+ level beast contract, Teacher Diane continued to call out the name of the next person to prepare. Huang Xiaonan anxiously responded, I see that. Han Shi stepped forward to reassure, no need to be tense, just do your best. Hearing this, Xiaonan also calmed down and stepped up to thank Teacher Diane. Thank you for the reminder, we can start now. Xiaonan calmly summoned her abilities and launched an attack. Everyone was in awe of the result. Huang Xiaonan summoned an A+ level beast, a peak beast. How strong is that? How can she even be better than Wang Kai An? The group from the student council also chimed in with their comments. Vice President. And let me invite her to join. This talent is terrifying. Don't dream she has already been reserved by Captain Tiao for the combat team stationed at the academy. The talent of this female student is even higher than my snow-trampling 3-tailed fox. What a pity. I bet this female student is definitely the highest ranked in this new student cohort. Han Shi hasn't even done the test yet, so how can you be so sure? Are you willing to bet with me? Sure, I'm not afraid of you, but what are we betting on? Let's bet a level 3 Mist Beast Crystal, how about that? Suddenly, Tian Yi and Lei Chao got into a conflict. All right, Vice President, Anne will be the witness. Seeing this, he turned and left. I'm going to the bathroom. If there's a result in a bit, remember to let me know. Then he sinisterly thought, even if that kid has some talent, taking 2 punches from me will definitely not show his full strength, right? Han Shi slowly walked away, thinking it was almost his turn, so he prepared a bit, but unexpectedly got blocked. Han Shi asked who he was. Han Shi asked, who are you? Hearing this, Tian Yi crossed his arms and replied with a smile, you may not know me, but I've bet on your little brother. I'm sure of this level 3 crystal. Hearing this, Han Shi immediately refused. I'm not interested in your bet. Please move aside. You're blocking my way. Seeing he couldn't be persuaded, Tian Yi held Han Shi's shoulder and gently said, Junior, don't be so cold. If you can help me win this bet, I'll protect you in school from now on. Hearing those words, Han Shi happily replied, is there really such a good thing? Senior Tian Yi saw the bait had been taken, excitedly said, of course, but no one is stupid enough to accept that. But I refuse. Seeing he couldn't be gentle with him, Tian Yi bluntly said, heh, Junior also knows how to tell jokes. Then he aimed his fist at Han Shi. Then let you feel the power of your senior. Seeing this, Han Shi also refused to back down and responded, okay. After tasting a blow from the male lead, Tian Yi fearfully thought, what incredible strength this kid. Han Shi, full of strength at this moment, asked, what do you want me to feel, senior? Suddenly, Luo Chao and Xiao Nai appeared, saying, Sheng Tian Yi, weren't you going to the bathroom? Seeing them, Tian Yi thought annoying women. The two of them quickly put their arms around each other's shoulders, pretending to be close brothers. Ha ha. I was just bonding with my junior a bit. Oh, right, earlier the senior said he wanted to protect you too. But actually, inside, he was thinking, that damned fool quietly punching like that would kill an elephant. That old man lies without shame. Seeing everything was going smoothly, Han Shi turned and said, I'll go check first. He stepped onto the stage and Han Shi started to prepare, smashing the whole drum, causing the principal to shout in confusion, "Oh my goodness!" Seeing the broken drum, everyone turned pale and murmured, "Oh my God, it looks even worse than the peak beast battle earlier, right? This monster can't be at the level of Tiger Slayer already, right?" Teacher Diane announced while turning pale, stuttering, "Han Shi, your pet is F-rank Tiger Slayer level 2 beginner." Seeing this scene, the principal stepped up surprised and asked, "What?" And then turned to Lao Li, "You go check if there's a problem with the equipment." Hearing that, Lao Li slowly walked towards the drum with the crowd's whispers around, "That is the teacher responsible for the check, right?" "I didn't expect even the teacher to be involved. I don't believe Han Shi's results. Let's wait for the teacher to announce." The group of students was also buzzing at the scene. "Chow Chow, you really introduced a monster? If I remember correctly, the fastest upgrade record in the city is half a month, right?" "That's right. Half a month, the holder of the 6th record is also in the top 10 of the human combat power rankings. Fortunately, he hasn't really gone all out against that damned fool who hits like an elephant, otherwise I'd be at a huge loss." "Oh damn, but that means I've lost a 3rd level energy core now." "That's a big loss." Along with Lao Li slowly approaching the drum, the whispers grew louder. "It can't be that the equipment is broken, right?" "Yes, just now when Zhang Xiaonan checked the equipment was cracked, it must have been broken then." "That's why he could easily break the testing equipment like that." "Come on, all right, you really know too much." Lao Li bent down to check and announced that the equipment was fine. "Han Shi's level is correct." Hearing this, everyone praised. "Oh my God, is it true that Han Shi is that good?" "Xiaoqing, he's really good, right?" Seeing this scene, Kai An angrily thought about why he could carry himself, then looked up at Tian Yi thinking he must have disappointed that person. Yeah, then he angrily plotted to find a way to bring that garbage Han Shi down under his feet. Having seen who needed to be seen, the group of students turned away. Zhao Nai spoke up, "All right, let's go back to discuss Han Shi joining the student council." Luo Qiao turned to Tian Yi and said, "Boss Tang, remember the energy core you lost to me?" Hearing this, he replied, I know. Hearing this, he replied, I know. Seeing that he had destroyed the drum, Han Shi rushed to leave with Dao Xie. "The school won't make me pay for this equipment, will they?" "Run quickly." Seeing the two of them, Lao Li called out, "Oh, just in time, Kid Han, I was just about to look for you." Seeing him, Han Shi paused, stammered, Senior, it's not because you want me to compensate, right?" Hearing this, Lao Li laughed and pointed at the Katoon box, saying, "The school isn't that stingy. The equipment before could only test up to beginner Tiger Slayer, so I'm taking you to test again separately." Hearing this, Han Shi sighed in relief, thinking luckily the school isn't that stingy. Then the two of them went to the special testing room together. This is the special testing room. In front of Han Shi is a larger drum. Lao Li said, "All right, hit it with all your strength and give it a try. This time it can test up to level 3. Seeing this, Han Shi swung his fist hard, leaving Lao Li astonished, thinking that just 5 days into school he had reached Tiger Slayer. No, it could even be sooner than that. Then he turned to Han Shi and said softly, "You have indeed surpassed beginner level 2. Indeed surpassed beginner level 2. Although your dog has slightly lower talent, the potential for development is still very great." Hearing this, Han Shi scratched his head and asked, "Senior, can I be considered talented among the new students?" Lao Li replied, "You don't even know this, and you've already reached Tiger Slayer." Han Shi shyly replied, "I've been so busy with school enrollment these past 2 days that I haven't had time to find out." Seeing this, Lao Li kindly advised, "Then I'll give you a brief overview. First, in school, there are many 3rd and 4th year students still stuck at beginner Tiger Slayer. You are already quite impressive. After successfully forming a contract, your body quality will be enhanced at least 3 to 5 times that of an ordinary person. But the biggest support for all contract masters remains the contracted beasts. After all, no matter how high your body quality is, it can't surpass a contracted beast of the same level. Among the contracted beasts of the same level, in the absence of combat skills and special abilities, it is generally the contracted beasts with higher talent that are stronger. This is just a general situation. If the system and Little Dao give me 10 times more, can I find another way to become a peak combat power myself?" Hearing that, Han Hai asked, "Senior, what is combat skill? How can I obtain it?" Old Li continued to explain. "Combat skill is essentially your ability to form a contract with a beast. Learning beyond your innate talent makes your beast contract possess more combat techniques. If you find the right path, the school will offer considerable rewards. Teachers also have their own combat skills. This depends on your own effort. Finally understanding, Hanhai clasped his hands in gratitude, thanking the senior. Then, as if recalling something old Lee said, "Oh, right. If you can maintain your current leveling speed, then in the upcoming national competition between schools, you might very well have the hope of becoming our school's representative in the fight." Hanhei, puzzled, asked, "The national competition between schools?" Seeing this, old Lee continued to explain, "Yes, the winner of the competition not only receives generous rewards, but also qualifies to enter the Forbidden Area. The Forbidden Zone is the most dangerous area, but it's also where you can gather the most loot from the maze." After hearing that, Hanhai said, drawing a parallel, "Sounds a lot like an RPG game from my past life. Clear a level, get a reward. The harder the level, the better the prize." Then he returned to the training room, opened the system to check out this worn-out setup. Besides giving a little food for the dog and showing raw attributes, it really doesn't do much. Then he urged Dao Ka to practice the small Dao. "Besides passively increasing Ra by 10 times, do you have any active skills?" "Uh-huh. That's frustrating. Forget it. Judging by your look, you probably don't even know about combat skills. When you get some free time, go ask Master Bach. Right now, you're getting used to double gravity. You can try triple gravity next." Suddenly, from behind, a sharp aura approached. "Oh, not bad reaction." Sensing danger, Hanhai immediately launched a self-defense move. "How did that person get in? And why didn't Dao Ka warn me at all? How can someone still move that fast under triple gravity?" Suddenly, that person spoke. "Well done, you've truly reached the intermediate Tiger Slayer level." Hanhai turned around suspiciously and asked, "Who are you?" At that moment, Hanhai opened the system to check. Because the host has acquired combat skills, the combat skill system is now unlocked. Combat skill system unlocked. Combat skill shop unlocked. Regular shop, combat skill shop. Dragon stance, 18 forms. View details. 10,000 birds, view details. Dog fang, view details. Tiger claw, view details. Moonfang attribute pouch, view details. Dian Sung, view details. Earth shattering, heaven and earth, view details. Dog bite, cannon blast, view details. Now the host can study and use the combat skill books collected. Reading details on frenzied roar is still locked. After studying the details, Hanhei thought, so it's a combat skill based on sound vibration. Apparently it's also considered a rare combat skill. Fat Lamb is the principal, and he has quite a few valuable items here. Then Hanhei chose the study option to level up Dao Ta. After learning the combat skill and roar skill, seeing it completed, Hanhei rubbed Dao Ka's head, thinking that having the system means he can learn directly, no need to train the way the books say, saving a lot of hassle. Then suddenly remembering something, he shouted loudly, "That's right! If there's a shopping area where you can buy combat skills, doesn't that mean I can become a magic king?" Combat skill shopping area foot stomp. Cost 10,000 Chi Kang points. Shopping cost 10,000. Then Hanhei opened the shopping menu and painfully lay down. "I knew it wouldn't be easy, but why is it so expensive?" But then he calmed down and said, "System, how do I earn points to exchange for combat skills?" Hearing that the system replied, the user can earn points by exploring maze areas and fighting maze beasts. Note that battles that took place before the system was activated do not count. Seeing this, Hanhei cursed, "You evil system, you're too stingy." The system replied boredly, "I'm just a system, I don't know anything." Then Hanhei picked up Dao Ca and scolded the evil system. "Ever since you stuffed this dumb dog with dog food for 3 days, you haven't done anything useful." Suddenly, Dao K was pulled in and said blankly, "Woof, woof, woof, what does that have to do with me?" Seeing that 2 against 1 wasn't enough, Hanhei and Dao Ca took turns threatening the evil system. "If you don't give me some benefits, I'll let little Dao eat you up." Seeing things getting serious, the system replied, "Because the user has activated almost all system features now, I will add a characteristic attribute panel for the contract beast and activate the combat skill synchronization attribute for the user in advance." Hanhei read it and asked confusedly, "Characteristic panel and combat skill synchronization attribute?" The system explained, "Exactly. Normally, the skills learned by the contract beast can only be used by the beast itself, But after activating the combat skill synchronization attribute, the user can also use the corresponding combat skills the beast has learned. Attribute 1. 100% loyalty returns tenfold. Attribute 2. Bite and swallow quickly increases strength by biting and swallowing large amounts. Attribute 3. Combat skill set. The user can use any combat skill the contract beast has learned. After improving the synchronization rate, combat skills can be unlocked. After reading, Han He was satisfied and said, "This is acceptable." Then he hugged Dao CA and chatted, "I don't even know where to test the new combat skills yet, but since I'm going to school tomorrow, I can ask Miss Bach. Maybe I can even get some combat skills from her." Scene change. Han Hai was walking down the hallway when he suddenly met Lei Chao and Xiao Nai. Seeing Han Hai, Lei Chao waved and greeted, "Good morning, Han." Seeing a pretty girl, Han Hai blushed and replied, "Sister Lei, what a coincidence." Hearing that, Lei Chao said, "What coincidence, we've been waiting here for you all morning." Seeing Xiao Nai, Han Hai asked curiously, "Is this Lei Chao?" Seeing that, Lei Chao introduced, "I forgot to introduce you. This is An Tuyet Nai, our school's beauty queen and vice president of the student council." Hearing this, Han He wondered suspiciously, and Tuyet Nai sounds a lot like Tuyet Hui's name. Then the two of them greeted each other. "Hello, Sister An." "Hello, Han." They had come to officially invite him to join the student council. Getting to the point, Xiao Nai said, "Han, your performance during the training trials and rank tests was very good. Now I'm inviting you to join the student council as the vice president." "Chow Chow, he's here. Today we have to get him into the student council. You were eager for him to join just a moment ago." Hearing that, Han Hai laughed happily and said, "Senior sisters joining the student council is no problem. But does the student council pay a salary? Are meals provided? What about other benefits and perks?" Hearing this, the two looked pale. "The vice president personally invites you to join and you only care about this. Sounds like a money grubber. Where's the passion and decisiveness of an outstanding student?" Understanding the meaning, Xiao Nai helplessly said, "There's a salary and meals. After joining the student council, salary is secondary. You'll get priority treatment at school and can even register to participate in maze exploration." Hearing the word money, Han Hai happily agreed, "Can the salary be increased?" Rich Lei Kiao replied, "How about double for you?" After agreeing on the terms, they consented to cooperate. "No problem, I agree." "Good." Xiao Nai handed him the registration form and said, "Then please fill out the application." Han Hai took the paper and replied, "Yes, senior sisters." Then the two started teasing Dao CA. "Such a cute puppy, hi puppy, let me hold you." After finishing signing, Han Hai turned around and said, "Senior sisters, I'm done filling it out." But suddenly, seeing Dao CA being cuddled by the girls, he angrily said, "Oh man, you lustful pup, what are you doing?" Han Hai grabbed Dao CA and shouted, "Come back here." He stared at Dao CA, then held out the paper toward Lei Chao and Xiao Nai. "Wait a bit, I'll deal with you later." Xiao Nai took the paper and said, "Be sure to come to the student council tomorrow morning to get your name badge and complete the procedures. Just follow the arrangements." Han He smiled and replied, "Yes, senior sister." Then Lei Chao and Xiao Nai turned and left. "Let's go, Xiao Tuit. Right, thanks for taking care of my bookworm little sister." Watching the two of them leave, Han He thought to himself, Tuit Hui really is her sister. Scene change. Dan Thu stood on the podium and said, "All right, that's all for today's theoretical knowledge. Training trials and tests are now over. You've all somewhat adapted to school life. So boring. What I want to say next is related to your future development. Listen carefully. The university's purpose for contract masters is simple: to make you and your contract beasts stronger and stronger. Keeping your contract beasts constantly fighting is also extremely important." Hearing this, Han He thought it was time to start training little Dao gradually. Dan Thu continued, "Therefore, the school assigns many tasks to each class at every level. The tasks for new students are all relatively basic investigation missions and small-scale action missions within the base city." Hearing this, the students asked one after another, "Miss Bach, will the tasks completed in the base city also involve combat?" "Yes." Miss Bach replied. Isn't the base city supposed to be safe and harmless? Hearing that, Dan Thu responded, what kind of missions in the base city can we actually carry out? It's not just about helping an old lady cross the street, is it? The base city isn't peaceful and happy like you all think. Both contract beast hunters and other criminals secretly infiltrating the base city are not people you can handle. Contract beast hunters. There are also strange senior members from the past. Whoa, if you don't want to lose your life on a mission, listen carefully. Last year, about 20 students were injured or killed during missions. No matter the mission rank, you have to be serious and careful. The reality is harsh. I hope you can prepare yourselves mentally. The top priority during missions is to protect your own lives. All right, now our class will split into groups of 3 to carry out the missions. Those who have formed groups can come up and choose their mission content. Han Hai chatted with friends. Han, do you still need teammates? Big Brother Han. Sorry, I already have a team. Big Brother Han, the 4 of us teaming up would be more reliable. All right, let's see what missions are available. Then they took the mission assignment sheets. Mission 1 is an escort task, difficulty level easy. Escort a batch of medicinal herbs from the outskirts to the research institute in the inner city. There will be support troops along the way. Also, since it's an escort mission, at most only 3 small teams can take it. Mission 2 is an item retrieval task, difficulty level normal. A wealthy businessman lost a batch of goods that need to be found within a set time. Mission 3 is reconnaissance and surveillance, difficulty level quite hard. The target is a primary level beast fight in the outer ring area. There are reports near the suburbs of contract beasts going berserk and attacking civilians. At the same time, the owners of those contract beasts are also affected by the frenzy. Reconnaissance involves monitoring the berserk contract beasts and their contract masters, and in emergency situations, coercive measures can be used. Seeing this, Shuvi turned to ask Big Brother Han, which mission should we pick now? Han Hai was deep in thought. These missions don't look too difficult, but their rewards are about the same. If we have to choose, we should definitely prioritize missions that can earn system points. Han Hai looked at the system and asked, does the system increase points for killing contract beasts and contract masters? Hearing that, the system replied yes. Hearing this, Han Hai slammed the table and said, all right then, let's choose this mission. Dan Thu seriously said that in the logistics department, only their team had the ability to take on this mission. You all have the capability to accept this mission, but I still need to remind you to know your limits while carrying it out. Inside here is the document about your mission. Read it carefully, don't just skim through it. After completing the mission, points will be given based on how well you complete it and the difficulty level. Students with high evaluation scores will have the opportunity to participate in dungeon exploration with the student council. Hearing that, the students asked Ms. Bach in confusion, what are the benefits of exploring dungeons? Isn't it dangerous to be in dungeons? I still get scared thinking back to the last practice trial. Dan Thu explained, going into dungeon exploration can earn you accumulation points. I don't need to explain how to use those points here at school, right? Also, during the exploration, members of the student council will join you. The difficulty will gradually decrease, and there's also the chance to obtain high-level dungeon core crystals. High-level core crystals are the top form of currency in the city, second only to cash. If you're lucky, you might get dungeon beast materials that can be used to craft high-level weapons and protective gear. This is also the biggest difference between you and the combat department. All right, that's it for today. This afternoon is a half-day off. Tomorrow, bring your mission papers to register and start the mission. Seeing this, Tuyet Hui took the file and said to Han He, let's study the mission documents this afternoon. Our mission this time is pretty difficult. Hearing that, Han He replied, I actually have some questions for Ms. Bach. Then he stepped forward and greeted her. Ms. Bach, I want to ask a bit about combat skills. Dan Thu suspiciously said, oh, combat skills are obviously not a problem. She called Han Hai to follow her. Then please help me take these to the office. I'll go change now. Later we'll meet in the training room. Cut to scene. Han Hai and Dan Thu had arrived at the training room. Han Hai began training. Ready yet? Xiao Dao, frenzied howl skill, successfully learned. Synchronization rate with the host is 10% increasing slowly. The attack method aimed at this creature still requires real combat to show its effectiveness. Dan Thu appeared. That's early for you, huh? Ms. Bach, I have a few combat skill books here. Han Hai and Dan Thu chatted before diving into training. Ms. Bach, did you prepare these books for me? She was too polite. Just teaching me a few moves is enough. I originally planned to let you pick 2 books, but you really don't consider yourself an outsider, do you? All right, I'll just teach you a few moves then. So she acted like he never said that. You want everything. First, just practice. Show me all your current attack techniques once so I can analyze which combat skills suit you best. Let me see your ability. Phew, not bad. Your speed's pretty good, but your attack moves are too random. Unexpectedly, this is a primitive form of fusion attack. Unexpectedly, it is a primitive form of fusion attack. Reaching Xiao Dao. Bite, stop. It's coordinated, but there's no sequence or rules during the attack. It's only slightly better than street thugs fighting. Stop for a moment so I can demonstrate clearly for you. See, this is the power of combat skills. So strong, Ms. Bach, I want to learn this. To train to my level, you're still far from it. To train to my level, you're still far from it. You and I are similar, both able to perform fusion attacks with contracted beasts. Both belong to that type. For regular contractors, the use of combat skills is limited to the contracted beast itself, but contractors who can do fusion attacks can use the combat skills of the contracted beast during fusion. Han Hai thought the system's 3 characteristics allowed him to use combat skills even without fusion. Even without fusion. That way, in real combat, I definitely have an advantage. Ms. Bach. System notification. This mimic combat skill book will develop different moves based on the characteristics of the contracted beast. You have learned combat skills. Do you want to selectively study the mimic skill? Dan Thu continued. For example, I fused with the contracted beast Half-Moon Demon Wolf's traits to create the Half-Moon Slash move just now. System notification. Mimic combat skill learned. Based on the combat skill's traits, an additional combat skill is Tam Uayin Claw Strike, Canine Absolute Technique. Dan Thu said your foundation is relatively weak right now. The advantage when just learning probably isn't very obvious. About what combat skills you'll get after finishing learning? I don't know clearly. But definitely Han Hai practices like this. Ms. Bach. Dan Thu was amazed. This kid is really a monster. Only after achieving harmonious fusion can one have their own combat skills. Just a few short minutes, and not only have you learned, but also achieved harmonious fusion? Han Hai replied, yes, ma'am. Dan Thu thought it took me a whole month to reach harmonious fusion back then. Forget it. I originally wanted to teach you slowly finish the basics within half a month. Now it seems that's not necessary anymore. Take these books with you, too. Han Hai shyly said, I feel embarrassed about this. Ms. Bach. Dan Thu said you should practice first. I'll head back now. Han Hai called out to Ms. Bach. You haven't even taught me the basics yet. Or maybe you could practice with me. Dan Thu thought that made sense. This kid still has no basic attack or dodge skills at all. So wouldn't it be better if I just use my strength to give him a good beating? That doesn't sound too bad. She cleared her throat. Since you asked, I'll reluctantly train with you. Is Half-Moon Demon Yang ready? Scene change. Han Hai approached Hua Vi and Tuyet Hui, greeting them shyly. I was a bit tired from training yesterday, so I got up late today. Hearing that, the 3 of them started chatting together. Big Brother Han, you really are obsessed with training. You don't forget to train even before a mission. We're about to leave. Didn't Ms. Bach say she'd come to remind us of important things? Hey, beautiful, who are you, Big Brother Han? Stop joking around. Speaking of which, do you know where Ms. Bach is? This kid is such a pain. Ms. Bach said she's not feeling well, so she's not coming today. Let's just go. The 3 of them happily chatted while walking from the yard into a cafe. We originally planned to analyze the mission details this afternoon, but you didn't show up. Let's go review the materials first. Big Brother Han. Why did you leave us hanging like that? Wasn't it because you wanted to improve your skills a bit before starting the mission? Turns out you just forgot. Sorry about that. I knew you'd be training again. All right, let's head to the cafe across the street to check the materials. Here is the mission's material. Comparing several parts of the material, it looks like the creature attacking the owner to death must be this small contract beast that was captured. Hey, you're still drinking water while reading the documents. Looks like it's definitely a contract beast from the mouse family. In a sewer, a young man with blue hair screamed and writhed. Ah, puff, puff. When he woke up, he saw his little mouse. Sorry, Xiaongok scared you again. The poison's active time is getting shorter and shorter. We won't have time to gather the materials. We have to find a way to get some antidote. Xiaongok, I'm fine. You've worked hard these past few days. He carried it slowly toward home and opened the door. Suddenly, a strange man spoke. "Why are you back so soon? How's the stuff you were supposed to collect?" Hearing that, he shouted, "Master, I've almost collected everything you asked for. But the time the poison takes to act keeps getting shorter and shorter. I really can't hold on." Seeing this, the guy turned and shouted, "Humph, what a useless piece of trash. You still want me to recommend you to join the sect?" he begged. "Please, I beg you." The stranger snatched the bag from him and scolded, "Hurry up and find all the materials I need. Don't hang around here and annoy me." Then he handed him a strange bottle of medicine and scolded. "Take this and get lost." He replied, "Yes, scene change." Xiaonan accidentally saw Han Shi. Han Shi is here too. Han was about to wave hello but suddenly stopped. "Looks like he's busy, or maybe just forget it." "Oh, Han seems busy. Maybe just forget it." "Oh, next time for sure. Next time has to happen." "What's wrong, Xiaoqiang?" "It's okay." Han Xi's group, Shuhai and Shu Wei Yintan chatting. "Big brother Han, when do we leave? Didn't Sister Bai say it might be dangerous? If it's dangerous, I won't bother caring about you. Isn't Big brother Han still here? Whatever happens, he won't abandon us. Don't always keep relying on him. Don't always depend on Big brother Han to help you. Can't you grow up a little on your own? The clues have been arranged pretty well." First, 2 people were attacked to death by contract beasts going berserk. The wounds show signs from small contract beasts. Then the victim's house showed signs of theft. A lot of different items were missing. Since it's in the outer area, it's unclear if the killings were for loot or if someone broke in after the victims died to steal. The mission objective at this stage is very clear. We have to go there. First, we'll go to the victims' houses to investigate. We have to go there. Why can't we wait for the battle squad to finish handling this and then go investigate? The battle squad is short on manpower right now. Just protecting the city is already overwhelming. Otherwise, they wouldn't hand this kind of mission to the academy. I'll assign roles now. If we have to fight, we'll be ready to handle it. I'll do logistics. After my Xiaolu levels up, he'll have protection skills. He can support everyone. I'll be the main fighter. Shu Wei will handle scouting. I'm just a scout. Fine, stop fussing. Let's get ready to go. All right. Watching Han Shi's group leave, Xiaonan thought, "Ugh, I'm really useless." Han Sai left, and I couldn't even say a word to him. Suddenly, Han Shi bumped into someone who wasn't watching where they were going. "Oh, isn't this the Wang Bai Go Lunga group from the logistics department? Looks like trouble." Han Shi pushed him away, intending to leave. "Move aside, don't block the way." Seeing this, Kai An angrily thought, "If it weren't for your dog Mai leveling up to Tiger Slayer, I'd have knocked you flat long ago." Shu Wei turned and mocked, "You're just a mid-level fighter. I don't get where you get the confidence to provoke others all day. Leave the little guy alone." Seeing this, Kai An's followers sneered. "Boss Wang, should we teach that kid a lesson while we're on the mission? He's too cocky. How should we teach him he's at Tiger Slayer level? Are you sure you can beat him?" "Boss, calm down. We can't beat him, but maybe we can use some tricks during the mission." Right. After all, we're classmates. Helping him isn't impossible." "Exactly, we're just helping out among classmates." Right. Suddenly, Kai An spoke up. "Hey, you guys, I heard everything you said. You better not break any rules. Xiaonan, what's your intention? You want to stand up for Han Shi?" Hearing that Kai An's followers pretended Boss Wang just said to take some time to help Han Shi's group. What rules would that break? Yeah, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't think we can talk normally with these guys," Xiaonan warned. "You better really intend to help him." Seeing this, Kai An's group angrily said, "Fine, let's go." Damn, this girl's really good. Luckily, she hasn't attacked us yet. "Boss Wang, what's wrong? Han Shi is dead for sure. Even God can't save him now."